The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, first they took your family and your riches. Then they took your health and your pride. Finally, they left you to die. What will you do, Exile, when there is nothing left to do but to live or die?
Shall we play a game?
Player to another.
Dark soul we fly.
Turn on the TV, pick up the controller and play some games with the new clan.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nude Clan, the video game podcast that loves Conan Exiles. I am your host, Caleb Schweiss.
I am Joe.
I'm Zach.
I'm A4.
And I know, guys, we said we were ending the show. But we got 4 more years of this podcast, baby, because we got 4 more years of Donald Trump. Hell yeah. We're back. We're not back, but we got 1 more episode.
Yeah, I mean, the first episode of Nude Clan was the first day of 2016. It was like the first weekend of 2016. So there you go.
Yeah, that's why people left in 2020. It just wasn't the same, man. It all
It came full circle.
we weren't sure where we were.
Everything went to shit in 2020 for Nude Clan. COVID happened. A4 was hired on. It's just a shit show.
Yeah.
But now
No one even voted for A4 to be nominated, you know?
I know. He just got he just got pushed on everybody. There was no
anyway.
Well, what do you do when your 2 other hosts are, they die in a tragic accident?
Yeah, I guess you hire off the street. Apparently,
Yeah, the local Jewish synagogue has plenty of people ready to podcast.
Look, it
was the
found it.
synagogue and the Home Depot, and I was like, all right. They were across the street from each other.
I will have you know that Cameron gave me his blessing, Kingdom Hearts style. He transferred his heart to mine, like Ventus to Sora in Birth by Sleep. So,
Gotcha. That makes sense.
you don't remember
Really?
you don't remember that extremely crucial plot point?
No, I do. I just didn't like it. It just doesn't make any sense.
What is a heart? I still don't know. And I played all those fucking games.
It's like
You'll never know. That's the beauty of Kingdom Hearts.
It's
You'll
like
never
your
understand
soul.
it ever.
but also it's like a physical thing, but also worlds have hearts, and
there you
It's
go.
like your essence, I guess.
yeah, like the Dark Crystal. They suck it out of you with like a big machine.
This is more than I care to give Kingdom Hearts time for.
On the second podcast.
I guess for context for
Yeah.
other listeners that may not know, these guys literally just got done ending UFF like an hour ago. So
It was
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts' fault.
mhm.
It just couldn't do it anymore.
Kingdom Hearts dealt us some damage, that's for
We
sure.
heard there's a Kingdom Hearts 4, and Joe said absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, we got to beat this before that comes out. That and Visions of Mana.
Yeah,
like-
really, it was Visions of Mana.
It's
That
like
was
your version
real
of the
close.
fucking. It's like your version of the fucking the Minecraft movie or the Borderlands movie. It's like we have to fucking finish this podcast. I am not going to see that shit.
Well, what do we do now? Like, what has everybody been playing, I guess, since the last time we recorded 2.5 months ago or whatever it was?
That's crazy.
I mean,
A4, you probably played the most, so you should probably go first.
I did, but like it's just a bunch of little shit, so it's not. There's not really a whole lot like worth getting into. I'll just say that like the main ones were the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake, which is really, really good.
I want to play that.
It's great. It's weird because like I heard that game getting sucked off for like years, like decades now, and now that I finally played it, I don't like it as much as I thought I would. It's still really good, but I thought
You're a hipster.
well, no, I thought I was going to like it more than I ended up liking it by the end, but I'm glad I played it, and I'm glad that it got remade. And then I guess the other big one I was playing as I was plugging away at Dragon Quest IV, Chapters of the Chosen. I started that game over, so because at some point I put it down for a month or two, and I picked it up and I was like, I don't even fucking remember where I'm supposed to be going. So at some point I was like, I'm just gonna start it over again. It's fine.
Wow.
What game was that? Sorry.
It's this fake RPG Maker series called Dragon Quest. I think they just released a new version for Switch.
Wasn't that the one that Final Fantasy inspired or something like that?
Yeah, Final Fantasy came out. Then a bunch of Japanese guys were like, we should make our own version of this, but simplify.
Jake is rolling in his grave right now. He's so.
Dude, fucking Final Fantasy. Fucking Dragon Quest 3 fucks, dude.
Hey, look, Caleb Craig did make it on one of the last episodes.
I do want to get that Dragon Quest 3 remake that they just did in the style of Octopath Traveler, that HD 2D style, but
Yeah.
I haven't picked it up yet because it looks cool though. It looks graphically looks bonkers.
There's just too many. There's too many games, man. Not enough time.
Yeah.
There's a shit ton of stuff looks good.
Yeah,
Dude,
speaking of, what else have you played?
Well, I was going to say there's too many fucking games. I've barely touched Rebirth, and I haven't even started 16, but I have both of them. Yeah, it's fucking. There's a lot of shit coming out, but the main ones were basically Paper Mario and Dragon Quest IV. I've been plugging away at some other stuff randomly.
Well, those are both pretty long games, right?
Yeah. Paper Mario took me 31 hours by the end.
Because I thought you had started Rebirth last time we talked.
I
9
played
months ago.
I played the first. I played the first chapter just to see how much better it was than remake, and I just I was too busy trying to get the platinum for remake. So
Spoilers for the final episode of UFF, but both remake and rebirth are quite high on the list.
yeah,
Did you guys rank everything?
yes,
We ranked every game we played.
they put Final Fantasy.
It's 5 games.
They put Final Fantasy
84 games.
Jesus Christ.
minus the number 17 apparently because Joe does not know how to count sequentially.
Yeah, I fucked up on the counting. It was funny. But 84 games. And how many hours of gameplay? Was it 3,300
Yeah.
hours?
Are you
something
able to
like that.
calculate that?
Yeah, we did it based on averages because Caleb had recorded 60-something of his 84 games on how long to beat.
Yeah,
So we averaged that out and then kind of did a guesstimate for every game. It averaged about 39 hours.
Yeah, 39 and a half, I think.
That's wild, bro.
Who would have thought that playing every single game in a long-running RPG franchise would have taken a giant amount of time?
Fucking role-playing games, dude. What the fuck? And Caleb doesn't even think he counted as 14 time in there.
No,
which is
I don't think it's in
days.
there. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I think it's over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's
So-
sick, so
So that's just
the
normal
frost
ass
spot
games.
in the chat says 2,000 of those hours were just head nods, which I'm guessing means 14.
it does.
Yeah, so a lot of time spent on those, and then a lot of time it was 500 something hours of recording time as well.
Yeah, and how
So
many
it
hours
was
were
just-
driving back and forth to each other's houses to do that?
Well, I just put that we probably conservatively doubled that in just setup time and planning for the episodes. So I think it's low. I think we've spent more than 5,000 hours on UFF alone
For sure.
in the last 10 and a half years.
That's fucking wild, bro.
Yeah, dude, I could have learned Japanese to a native level.
What'd you have?
According to research at the Foreign Service Institute, yeah. But
I should know how to say Joe speaks Japanese by now, but I don't.
Yeah, because that
Joe-san
hour
wa-
was-
Nihon,
It's Ojo speak Japanese.
You make that joke, but half of the loan words that they use, which are just English words that are
I know. I I'm aware. I've like looked at it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because like some of the words do sound super English and it's fucking funny.
No, but like it's just say with a racist Japanese accent, like hotel.
It's not racist if it's accurate.
Dude, speaking of Japanese stuff, I know no one gives a shit, but let me talk. Hirokazu Koreeda, which is a great filmmaker. I had a weekend, maybe like 2 weekends back, that was just me watching a whole bunch of his movies in a row. And we watched the newest movie of his, which is called Monster. Now, there's a famous American movie called Monster, but it's not the same one. This one came out in like 2023. I highly recommend that movie. It's like mind-blowingly good. Like immediately really intense and really really thought-provoking and incredibly well made. He's an incredible filmmaker, but that movie of his, Monster, it is available to rent wherever you get movies, and it's fucking amazing.
Along with Chicken Coop.
Along with Chicken Coop, which will be, by the time this podcast comes out, probably for free with ads on Tubi and other platforms. So check out Chicken Coop just in time for the Christmas season. Fuck you guys for not watching it yet. I have this deep feeling that it has not been watched.
I will
With
buy
that-
it on Amazon.
Joe, you watched all those movies about a Japanese director, but what did you play since the last podcast?
Oh, since the last podcast we did? What did I play?
Is it nothing? Because that'd be really funny.
I think I might have only played Conan Exiles within this time.
Sure.
I think that was it. Definitely have a lot of other things going on and have not made video gaming a priority except for the once a week we were doing Conan Exiles. So Conan Exiles, I believe, is it. And of course, we're here to review it today.
That was the other reason this took so long, is because like for a while there, we really only had like 1 week where all of our schedules kind of convened that we could just get on and go raid some of the bosses needed to like beat the game.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. And then like it just wouldn't work out some weeks. Zach would be like, "Oh, I have a job. I can't get on Conan tonight."
We had 3 out of 4 a few nights.
Yeah.
So we were able to get a good amount of stuff done. I just love how it ended with Zach. I can't wait till we talk
Oh
about
my god.
Bullshit is what it is.
the campaign.
But no, like to answer A4's punk ass, I can't help that September and like October are the inventory times for my job, and I technically run one of the locations.
So I'm a district manager. My name's Zach, and this is how I talk.
It's assistant to the regional manager.
Oh, I'm not even a regional manager, and I'm still going and doing work instead of playing a fake video game with my friends, running around naked in loincloths.
It's called capitalism, sweetheart. I'm fucked. No, just kidding. But
no,
Joe,
I get it.
But you know, Joe, you're playing Conan. That's sweet. It was fun.
I played Conan, and then I was, tempted to, despite being unemployed for a month, tempted to get Call of Duty Black Ops 16.
You have to. It's so fucking
I
good.
don't think I can. I think my wife will kill me if I bought a $70 game brand new while not being employed.
Did you know that if you went, you didn't know, obviously, if you went to Little Caesars for a while, and I don't know if it's still happening, but it was, if you scanned your receipt that had the Black Ops thing on it, you could either win the game, the pass, the season pass, or like a shit ton of the Black Ops coins was like the number one prize.
Oh, wow. So you're suggesting that $5 at a time I go gamble.
Well, I mean,
Little
inflation,
Caesars
hot and ready's more like $7.50 at this
I
point.
mean,
But
at least only till you get $70, and then at that point you just say, fuck it, I've already spent the 70, what's 70 more?
$70 getting I've already spent $70 getting diarrhea.
That's how it's math, dude. It's guy math. It works.
Oh my god, dude! I was like, please, I wish it would just fall from the sky in my lap, and it's the game everybody's playing right now. But it's not gonna happen.
It is so fucking fun, dude. I'm loving it. I'm having so much fucking fun.
When do you guys play? Because I haven't. I haven't seen you guys on.
Oh, I mean, I played a little bit on. I mean, if Joe's answered what he's played, I played Call of Duty a shit ton. I played last was Saturday? No, Sunday. I played Sunday with Cameron and Craig for a little bit. And then I have a friend who lives in Texas, but I've been playing with him the most, so we've been getting on. And then, bro, so I play with him and then his cousins and his cousin's wife, and they're fucking insane. Like, his cousin's like KD is like always in like the fucking top 40s. It's fucking, and like with like minimal deaths. It's wild. He's always top the leaderboard, and I fucking hate that he pushes our KD up, so I have to fight these fucking sweats. Because I'm alright, but I'm not great to fight the sweats. But
Yeah, I usually drink when I play, so I'm not that good either. If it was Black Ops 1, I'd be tearing it up, but it
it's
ain't.
just, oh my god, like this game reminds me why in 2010 why I got into like, I think was it Black Ops 2, like why I played it so hardcore.
I want to say Black Ops 1 was 2010.
Was it one of them, whatever one it was, like
Yeah, it was one. It was one was amazing.
it reminds me why I played like so hardcore back in the day. Like I love it. Everything's fun about it. I got a prestige. I can prestige, but I've chosen not to. But I need to get prestige next time again.
I probably should get Blob 6, but the last time I bought a Call of Duty game to play on console with you guys, I bought Cold War, and I think I played it with you guys exactly one time because it had.
I also exactly played Cold War one time with Craig.
Yeah, I didn't.
And I bought the DLC to be John McClane, and then I played it twice. I played it once with him, and then with you guys, and I never played it again.
Is it
The last,
Sorry, I was
the
going
last. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, is that what I'm missing? Is Call of Duty Cold War Black Ops 5? Is that why we skipped from 4 to 6?
Come here, up.
Yeah, probably.
I think so. I mean, I don't care because all the other games suck. All the other new ones. So
I don't know. I always see these YouTube videos where it's like the lore of the zombies modes, and I'm just like, I am lost.
I haven't played zombies yet, and I want to. Cheery, stop. I haven't played zombies yet, and I want
It's
to.
kind of weird. It's like it looks like Tom Clancy almost. It's not
Really?
like the old zombies.
Hey,
Like
tomorrow.
thousands of hours of the old zombies.
So I found out tomorrow. Just say anyone's playing Blop 6. Tomorrow is release of 24/7 Stakeout. Chewy, shut the fuck up, man.
Anyway, Joe, what was the last Call of Duty you played?
The last Call of Duty I played was Advanced Warfare on
Jesus
the PS4.
Christ.
Oh, I played that I played World.
And everybody had it, and we brought it over to do like a LAN party. Like we were gonna do a LAN party, but you have to do it over the internet. And I think it overloaded the internet, so we couldn't all play Advanced Warfare at the same time without like two of us lagging the fuck out. So I don't know what happened, and that was that was literally the experience that killed LAN parties for me. It was like technically it wasn't a LAN party because you're not connected by, that hardwired network, but we even tried plugging in and it wasn't enough to be able to handle all of us playing Advanced Warfare. And we thought we had like the best internet we had. I'm like, I don't even know now if that would be possible if we could all come over, play on the same map, play like our own custom game together, and one of us is not going to lag the fuck out. I don't even know. Like, that was really disappointing. So that was the last time I played Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. We all had it, and I played it for maybe a couple hours, and that was it.
Damn, I played that one for like 130 hours or some shit.
Oh my god.
I never touched the campaign once. That was like the only time I've ever done that.
Was that a decade ago now, Advanced Warfare?
Yeah,
Don't talk about it.
it was.
Don't say it.
It was 2014.
I remember playing Advanced Warfare with online with you guys. I fucking hated Advanced Warfare.
Me and Craig played it a lot. I love the little like stickies, like their version of the throwing knives, where you like shoot them into a wall and it could kill going out, but then you could pull it back to you and it would kill it coming back in too.
Well,
I remember.
So we would always try to nab each other on the way back.
I thought that was the one where they like tried to implement like Titanfall style movement, where it was like super fast and like, parkour.
Yeah, where you have the stupid like.
Yeah, you could like wall run and and it had Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, and
Rapes
Kid,
you.
Jon Snow.
Pre-gay or after gay for Kevin Spacey.
Pre.
Well, I mean, technically,
It
it
was
was
before gay.
technically all of it was after gay because he's been gay since birth, apparently, or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah, no, he's been gay since sexual misconduct allegations. That's what I remember. But yeah, no, that one was fun. I played a little bit of World War II. No, I played a lot of World War II, but only a little online. And then I played Black Ops 2, I think, on PC. Craig and I played the shit out of. But multiplayer, I did. What was it? Modern Warfare Remake. I played a lot.
Yeah, that was the one I was
Modern
playing with you guys
Warfare
a lot.
I bought the last 3, and I played the last 3. One of them not at all. 2 of them less than 10 hours.
I was going to
So I
say,
spent a lot of money on Call of Duty that I have not played.
we played a
So have
shitload
I.
of Modern Warfare Remake, and I want to say Cold War's the one that you didn't play a lot of because I don't think any of us did.
No, it was just a little bit, yeah. But I'm
there
into
were-
this one.
There was one we were all on console, but what I like about this one is it's like, it's a cross-platform. So like, I have friends who play on the Xbox, I have friends who play on the computer, and it's just fun to just like be able to play with everyone.
You think you're friends, but they own an Xbox.
And then you're getting smoked by the guys playing PC because they have mouse and keyboard.
Boss, motherfucker. I say that because I am top of the leaderboard. Not top, but I'm like in the top 3 most times.
So my name's Zach. I'm not even a district manager, but they're also the top of the leaderboard on Black Ops.
I played on what was it? Friday night? It was Friday night. I played a little bit with one of my other buddies. The other buddy lives in Texas. And no, it was this one Sunday, and Cameron and Craig like popped off. And we were doing domination, and I had 39 kills, and I was like second from the bottom. It was fucking wild. The dude on top had like 60 something. I was like, fuck this guy. Dude, it was crazy. It was insane, dude. It was a crazy match.
I'm interested in getting into that. I don't know. I feel like it's important. I talked about this a little bit on UFF, so I apologize for people who listen to both shows and just hear me repeat myself. But I feel like it's important to, I guess, as adults, that we have our own families and our own like responsibilities, I guess, to make time to play with friends. And now that the podcast is ending, it's like we should probably, as a group of friends, old friends, like have like a
So I guess something we do. Like
either a weekly or bi-weekly or once a month sort of like gaming night that we just have hard scheduled into our Google calendars and just fucking do that. And if most of us show up, that's great. And just play something. And so I don't know what that's going to be. For me, it can't be Black Ops 6 right now. But
we're playing
maybe
Among
in the
Us,
near
baby. It's like $2.
Yeah, something like that.
I think that's a really good point, Joe. And like to kind of expound on that, like in my like how I was thinking is, it seems like where we're at in like the world, right? And like technology, we have the choice, we can do that. Whereas I feel like, in like the 90s, 80s, whatever, like maybe early 2000s, when you were adults and the friends you'd made up until that point, like you did kind of just like spread out your own way, and you really couldn't do stuff like this.
Right.
Like, so it's kind of cool that we get to do that in this post-apocalyptic world that we're in. Like, it's kind of cool.
In this cyberpunk fucking dystopian future.
Yeah, and there's cyberpunk dystopia future where one, I don't get sweet ass upgrades, and there's no neon everywhere. It's bullshit. We got those mega corporations, baby.
I mean, nothing says future like neon, bro. I get it.
You're telling me
What are
that
you
you're telling
doing,
me I
Biggs?
can't get a Sandevistan and plant it in myself so I can run around real fast, but everyone's still cutting their tits off? This is bullshit. This is not the kind of genetic modifications I was hoping for.
All I want is a Manus blade in my arm from Cyberpunk 2077. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Be dope as shit.
Well,
Okay, sorry. The Black Ops 6. Obviously played Conan. Actually got back into Elden Ring.
nice.
I lost. I had to restart. I lost in the move when I moved in with my girlfriend. I lost my external hard drive. So I lost all my progress up to that point in Elden Ring, which was only to Lunala. Like I had just beat her as boss.
Did you ever
or whatever. Like, no, I never beat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm playing it for the first time technically. Shut up. The first time technically, but I'm having a fucking shit ton of fun, dude. Like I went and found that
DLC.
I found the. No, but I'm going to. After I beat this one.
It's a Game of the Year nominee for some reason.
I heard it's huge.
I'm sure it's huge.
I found I found the gut sword in Kaled, so I've been I maxed my strength is 33 right now. So I'm running around kicking ass with that sword and having a fucking good time. I've only beat one actual boss, like actual mainline boss, but I've beaten a lot of like the little bosses around the areas.
Did
But
you
I'm
go
just
to
like,
the
Geet.
I beat Margit. And I was exploring the castle for a little bit, and then I decided I wanted to run and go find that sword in Kaled instead. And
Did
then
you go to
focus
the
on my-
festival yet?
for
You'll see.
what's his name? I know who you're talking about. I haven't gone to Fought Radon yet.
It's an awesome game.
I'm really enjoying it, and I enjoyed it when I played it. I just had other things I had to do, and it was, not a good time for that. But
Which ending are you planning on going for? Are you going with best girl, Ronnie?
yeah, that's 100% what I'm doing. That's funny you say that, because I was playing it, and Rachel was in there playing her war game on the computer, and she was talking to me. I'm like, best girl, and then Rachel started laughing because I didn't know she heard me say that out loud. So, yeah, doing that. Elden Ring's fucking baller. Played a little bit of Mario Wonder. I think that's the new one. Been digging the shit out of that. Played some puzzle games for some funsies. Did all that. I feel like I played something else, but and Stellar Blade. I was putting some more time into Stellar Blade.
I gotta get that game.
Come here, Tree. It's fun, dude. Like, honestly, it's bitchin'. I laugh because the jiggle physics are pretty wild. It just makes me giggle because people are mad about it, and they'll talk and they'll just like move like this, and their tits will be like, and it's just funny. It's fucking so funny.
I swear I've said it before, but you've seen what that developer made for like their gacha game is Nikkei, which is the one with like the shaking asses, right? Yeah. So
didn't know
that's
that.
Wait,
on
what game? Sorry, one more
Stellar.
time.
Stellar Blade.
Stellar Blade.
It's if you played Nier Automata,
I heard
it's
jiggle physics, and now I'm interested.
It's hot android women. It's essentially a Nier. It's the guy was so inspired by Nier Automata, he made this game. It's like even the music though is the same composer.
Well, now it has a Nier Automata like collab going on.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. True Seek. No, I moved like 2 years ago now, up here into the capital. So,
But yeah, Joe, it's weird. Sony did what we never thought they would ever do again, and they published
I like
a game
that
with an
too.
actual attractive woman as the main character. It's crazy.
and people were mad about it because of that. But like, dude, honestly, dude, it's fun. Like the play style is fun. It's just like a action RPG hack and slash. I'm digging the shit out of it. I really enjoy it. Bosses are fun. They're unique. The move stuff's unique. I just really enjoy it.
And I'm looking at these tight leather pants on this girl with the brown hair.
Oh, buddy, you get all sorts of costumes. I have like a little mini skirt on her right
Yeah,
now.
that's fun. That's fair. All right, I get that.
It's fun. Like honestly, it's fun. The story's fun. Music's great because it's the same composer as Nier Automata. Art style's obviously fantastic. Gameplay is fun. Like the gameplay's solid, dude. Like it's a solid hack and slash RPG. It's just fun, and it's kind of like you can kind of be brain dead when you play it. To be honest, it's one of those where it's like you don't have to think like hardcore. Like it's just dodge, hit, dodge, do whatever. Like
Yeah, it sounds like an A4 game.
What the? What? No, I'm sorry. No. I'm not taking that slander. I didn't call in help. I didn't call in help to beat Bloodborne. Okay, I beat Bloodborne on my own.
Hey, I didn't either.
Let's see. According to Den of Geeks, some critics argued that the marketing for Stellar Blade heavily leaned on the sexual appeal of Eve, with elements like revealing costume and suggestive character designs being central to the game's promotional strategy. The game also received an adults-only rating in South Korea, attributed to its explicit content, including the revealing outfits, violence, and suggestive imagery. I mean, South Korea
because the developer is South Korean. So,
the gamer argued that the protagonist, while attractive, is barely sexy at all. Oh, someone doesn't think they're very sexy.
the gamer is one of those like gay websites, though. You can.
Someone's a racist. I feel.
Are they actually a gay website, or are you saying gay as in dumb?
No, I think they actually are like a gay
2006
website.
way.
Oh, okay.
Is
They are.
it GAYMER?
No,
Gamer.
but I've seen enough articles from the gamer, and every time I see it, it's just like this is like the worst take I've ever seen in my entire life.
Feels like she's playing dress up.
I bet they loved FF10.
It's
too,
like these
though.
people never played
Interesting.
Lollipop Chainsaw.
IGN Italia. Why are we hearing about IGN Italia on Wikipedia English? Noted that while some criticized Eve designs as over-sexualized, others felt there were double standards among critics, fans, and developers who condemned the game while praising the other examples like Nier Automata and Bayonetta. But it has overall positive ratings here.
No, the double
On the
the
reception.
double standard is people who point out
So
like
who are we hearing this from?
I don't know. It's just dumb people on the internet. No, the double standard comes from like people,
Okay.
the same people who will like decry Stellar Blade for having like an attractive female character as the main lead, are the same people who will like turn to Baldur's Gate and be like, "You can fuck a bear, that's great, yeah." And it's just like, I don't care either way. I think fucking the bear is just as cool as the hot chick, but like, have some consistency.
No, I'd rather
don't
the
know.
hot chick.
I don't know.
I mean, I'd rather have the hot chick. I'm just saying, I don't have a problem with fucking a bear. If you fly your freak flag.
If you want to Google it, Joe, the suit that I'm wearing is orc breaking suit.
I would be concerned. I don't know if I would say I have a problem, but I would definitely be like, you shouldn't do that.
I mean, I get it. I'm just saying, I'm fine
Although,
with
if
what
you-
they think is cool. So the problem is they have a problem with what I think is cool, which is traditionally attractive female characters.
Although, how insane would that be to actually be like, dude, I'm gonna go fuck this bear, and like you pull it.
It's not a bear.
It's like a druid.
He's a druid, and he can change into a bear.
I don't know. I
We
have
actually-
Baldur's Gate 3. I'm straight, so
I have a friend who did it. She was like, "Well, I have all the other like trophies. Might as well just do it."
Isn't that why fucking Branny left our chat? Is because he got so pissed at everyone saying they didn't play Baldur's, that have never played a Baldur's Gate.
No, I don't think.
I was like, dude, I literally haven't. He's like, you guys are being stupid about this. Like, you know you've played it. I was like, I haven't. I was like, I literally have never played one of
my
these
wife's
fucking
played
never
the
played
shit
one.
out of it. I haven't played it. It's like whatever.
I actually don't remember.
I remember him being pissed and leaving because of that, and I haven't seen him since.
I don't
so,
think
like,
it was the. I don't think he's in the Discord all the time. I don't think it was the
I think
Baldur's
it's
Gate.
that. I think there was A4.
It was probably me.
Well, it was-
I'm a
I
toxic.
could see it being. I could see it being you.
But yeah, and actually, now that you said that, I did play some Baldur's Gate too. I started a playthrough.
Did you fuck the bear?
I freed that guy. I haven't fucked him, and I don't think I will fuck him. Because I want Karlak, so that's what I'm doing on my playthrough. But
Shadowheart?
no, she's such a princess bitch.
Is Karlak
Fucking
the is Karlak the demon chick that looks like a dude, or is she the orc chick that looks like a
Dude,
dude?
fuck off. Such a loser.
A4 will fuck a bear, but not a chick that looks
I
like a
didn't
dude.
say I wanted to fuck the bear. I just said I don't have a problem with it. If you,
Dog, it's your MO, you furry bitch. Like, we know it.
I don't want to fuck a
Yeah.
bear.
Oh,
I
sorry.
wanna
Is it
fuck-
not a helpless hedgehog? Is it beyond the pale?
I don't want to fuck a bear. I want to fuck a girl.
He's like, no, not this
Dick
bear.
will rip it in
Hey,
half like your
he's a
poor
blue-
hedgehog.
He sees a blue hedgehog and he's like, fucking sign me up.
Whoa, hey, whoa! I don't want to fuck Sonic. That's weird. Now, Amy Rose, on the other hand, now we're talking.
Do the curtains match the drapes, little guy?
Sonic just
I know. I'm a completely rational human male
Could
adult.
you, no. Here's what would happen. You would grab Sonic and you would thrust once, and then you just hear like the coins. You'd be like, and then
You hear the coins, you know.
Yeah, like kind of cut off your mic. No, what would happen is I'd thrust once.
Man.
I would thrust. I understood the joke you were trying to make. No, I would thrust once, and his like back spines would like pierce my fucking like fupa. It would suck.
Damn, getting fat over there.
I am. Fucking. I think it was Trucy asked how much I'm weighing these days. I think it's like 185.
Oh, you're within striking distance, A4.
I know.
No, I'm definitely fatter than you.
I know you guys are.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
more.
saying I'm fat. I'm just saying I'm chubby now. But
No, I'm saying
no, I would like to defend myself. I would like to defend myself. I am a perfectly rational adult human being. I only want to fuck a Gardevoir. That's as freaky as I get when it comes to animal sex. That's where I draw the line.
What about like what about the Vaporeon or whatever?
Well, I mean, they are the in terms of Pokemon and human species breeding. It is like the
but that's all I played. Choice, what have you played?
I've played a lot of stuff, dude. I played Call of Duty World at War because I looked back at the. I know. I looked back at my trophy list and I was like, I want to get a platinum on a game that I started like 14
15 years ago. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I was like, shit, World at War. And I thought I had beaten it before, but my old save file on the PS3, which was somehow still there, showed me that I did not beat it. Although I remember the last mission, so I think that's bullshit. But yeah, I finished that. I got the platinum in that bad boy. I also played Resident Evil 4 Remake. Absolute amazing game. So fucking fun.
Can you move and shoot?
You can.
Oh my god, they fixed the game.
Yeah.
They did that.
You were a little slower than you were in the first game.
Now.
Fuck you, dude. That's why I stopped playing it. I was like, every other game I can move and shoot, and this is the only one where I have to stop and stay still. And there's less of a reason to stop and stay still than ever before, because there's fucking zombies after me.
Yeah.
I was so annoyed.
I mean,
So I never beat Resident Evil 4. I only played a few hours into it a couple times.
in defense of the original RE4, it was kind of like the progenitor of like what we know as over-the-shoulder third-person shooters anyway, so it kind of makes sense that it's a little clunky, but, you know.
I wouldn't say clunky. Like, the only reason that it was bad was because it just made you stop to shoot.
It made it
like, what,
scary.
did my legs stop working?
You also have to stop to shoot in like OG Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, so like...
Oh, I never played those, so
No, you
for
can
me, it was
move.
just like...
You can move in 3, I think.
You know what I mean, though.
I played co-op and beat 5.
Oh, you beat 5?
No, did I beat 5 or did I watch someone else beat it? We were 3 of us playing a 2-player co-op, so...
It was 5 if it was...
It's better that I watched someone else beat it.
Yeah, I watched someone else beat it on my
You
profile.
lost yourself to
long enough. It's been long enough that I'm actually unsure if my memory is accurate on this.
Girl's all sitting in the chair in the corner. He's like, "Yeah, beat the boss."
But I just remembered going from 5 to 4, which I was told was the better game,
It is.
4 is the better game.
and then 4 being the stand and shoot. I was very annoyed.
Joe had to stop, and he was like, "I can't summon anyone in to beat this boss for me."
Single player? Who's supposed to beat the game?
Fuck you.
So yeah, played that game a lot. I also re-downloaded Plants vs. Zombies on my phone because I was in the zombie mood.
Man, you were
and I
really
was
like 2008 core this time, huh?
Yeah, that's like one of the greatest games ever, man. I love Plants vs.
it's a great-
Zombies.
Yeah.
Did they ever have like a proper sequel?
They have Plants vs. Zombies too.
No, but it's like
No,
it's like a phone game. Like it's free.
I mean, like,
shit.
it's the same but different, you know, like I wanted the same tower defense.
It's tower defense, Plants vs. Zombies 2. I also played
Is it?
that.
Okay.
I downloaded that. It's not as good.
Oh.
There's more variety, but like it's definitely more gotcha like mobile game.
Yeah.
And then they become like totally different games after that.
Yeah, because I had a friend who was really into Plants vs. Zombies, and he was really disappointed by the second one because they had all that like pay to win shit, basically.
Yeah.
Ding 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 ding. Bing, bing ding.
I also played Guitar Hero 3.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, only
Yeah.
well, I picked up
What year is it?
a PS2 Guitar Hero bundle, and I played like 2/3 of Guitar Hero 3, and I'm like, damn, this is fucking sweet. I remember this game.
Man, I love.
Yeah, I was like nothing but retro games this last little while.
Don't call that retro, please. I know it's technically retro, but please don't call that retro. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
Guitar Hero 3 is great because you can just dial in all the notes like 50 seconds before they actually show up, and then they'll hit them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you can do a little bit of that.
That's like the one where it's like the worst, where it's just like you just dialing in the combos like way ahead of time. Like it feels like it anyway. Doesn't help you beat the Fire and Flames, but I mean, you can do it.
And then, of course, I played Conan Exiles a lot.
A game from this century? What?
Yeah. So everyone knows. Was that everybody? We did everybody, right? Or Joe? Did we do Joe?
We did me.
All right. So everyone knows what we've been playing. The real question is: has anyone beaten a game?
Me? Yeah, I beat some games. Well, last one you had for me, Space Marine 2, right?
Yes.
All right, so I beat Conan Exiles by the grace of God. And then I. Can you tell me how many games you have beat now, Schweiss? I just need to see if I did this.
I have 12 now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 46. Yeah! I beat Conan Exiles. I told you I played some puzzle games. I beat Hentai Girls Racy Rabbit.
Wow.
Hentai Girls Naughty Gamer.
What the fuck?
Hentai Girls Witchy Wink. Hentai Girls Autumn Crush. Sorry. Hentai Girls Sakura Romance. Hentai Girls Office Romance. Hentai Girls Fresh Firefighter. And Hentai Girls Steamy Maid.
What the fuck? Dude.
He might have told me he was doing this like a couple weeks ago.
Okay, give me a sec. So hentai girls, hentai 2, hentai 3, hentai soccer, office, firefighter, maid. Is that it?
Yeah, there's 8 altogether.
You're gonna have to tell me the title of that maid one again, by the way.
It's not.
That's only 7. Okay, I'll just do hentai 8. Hentai 8. All right, I already
Good gameplay, dude. I'm looking at
No, because they
You
tricked
fucker.
me. They tricked me on Switch, man. Like 3 of those games actually had nudity, and the rest didn't. And I was like, fucking dude, I played this $2.99 game for fucking nothing. And I'm the real loser because now it's on my Play Switch. I went into it. It's like, oh, look at these last games Zach played, and I'm like, fuck, because it's all that, and I'm like, fuck.
And your girlfriend isn't like questioning you on that shit?
No, she laughed about it.
Okay, well, there you go. She's a keeper.
Yeah, so I'm a little upset that it's stuck on my history now, but yeah, I said before. So I was like, how funny would it be if I just fucking did the same thing I did to Craig, but just to get to second place?
The best thing too is that Nintendo does like a year-end thing where they like show you like they email you, here's all your stats and like here's all the new games you played. Hentai fucking cat farts.
Fuck. Fuck. I'm gonna have to like beat some of the RPGs I'm playing on Switch then. Just make sure they're in
Cover
there.
it up. Bleach pit it.
Yeah, I think seriously though.
Your most played
Right.
game was Hentai Felching Quest.
Were any of those good? Would you like to give a quick review of the Hentai Girls series?
There's still more. I mean, I don't think they're worth the $2.99 I spent.
I mean,
On each one.
it could be worth.
One was $8.99.
What?
I was just trying to blow through stuff, man. It's all like square tiles, so it's not like a puzzle thing, or it's like the actual puzzle pieces. Like, there's one of those ones on PC. I think it's like Yogurt or some shit that I.
I played
Craig.
Yogurt.
I know because I asked you games to play to beat Craig, and that was one of them.
Yeah.
One of the things that's super shitty is like when you're doing like a real puzzle, not a hentai puzzle, but a real puzzle, and they have like the sky and it's all the same color, and so you're like, where the fuck does this go? Well, that's a bit easier when you have like the cutouts on the puzzle to stick in. On this one, it's just a square, and all the skin looks the same, and you're like, I'm like, I'm spending way more time on this than I want to spend on this.
Close up of the girl's like fucking like pelvic region. It's like, this is fucking like the sky. Colors the same.
That is 100% what it is.
The only thing I can tell is the womb tattoo.
And then one was like trees, and the trees are fucking stupid because it was like all the leaves looked the same, and it was hard. That one pissed me off, but yeah, I mean, if you're 12 and you don't have a lock on your Switch, $2.99. I think it was Witchy Wink had nipples, and so did Racy Rabbit, but. I'm just saying. I'm helping little bros out or little sisters.
You're saying he should review the Hentai Girl series. It could be worse. He could have got games on Steam and played like Sex with Hitler, Furry Hitler, Sex with Hitler 2, Hentai Hitler, whatever.
But yeah, so that was an afternoon that I can't say was well spent, but it was spent. So like, I'm never getting that time back,
But the seed you spilled playing those games.
Yeah, I mean, my Switch is fucked.
It doesn't even go on the dock anymore. It's all crusty. It scratches the screen because it's all dried on there now.
Yeah, you can't put in the SD cards or whatever the fuck the games are stored on.
Worse than the Switch is like 3 holes and they're all full. That's all I'm saying.
Airlocked that Switch.
Nice.
Sorry. All right, yeah, but that's what I beat. I beat those games.
All right. What about you, A4?
What's the last thing you have for me?
Jam or Whammy.
Okay. So
That's not real.
I beat it's a sequel to Parappa the Rapper.
It's not real.
I beat Incredible Crisis, which is a PS1 game. It's real.
Wow. Is that a sequel to Dino Crisis?
No, in fact, it is a game where you play as a Japanese family running away from a bunch of silly scenarios while ska music plays.
That sounds like hell.
It's awesome.
Wow.
I also beat Final Fantasy VII Remake Episode Intermission. I don't know if that counts because it's DLC.
There's credits.
I beat Home Safety Hotline, which is this cool game where you play as... But you're basically looking at like a 90s like desktop interface, and you're getting calls from people, and they'll call you about various home safety problems like, you know, black mold or bed teeth or gnomes, and then you have to help figure out like diagnose what their problem is. And it slowly gets more and more like esoteric and like, oh, you have a boggart in your house, don't refer to it by name or it'll kill you. Like, that's a cool little analog horror game. I also beat Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, which is still great.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a great game.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
I beat Donkey Kong Country.
Great game.
Yes, I finally 100% completed
Until right after the minecart carnage level, and then it's impossible, and I don't understand how anybody could ever beat that game. Because I know it goes on for a while, and I don't see that happening.
I also beat The Simpsons Hit and Run, which is an impossible game. I beat The Haunted Mansion for PS2, based on the Disneyland ride.
Is it based on the Eddie Murphy movie?
It came out around the time of the Eddie Murphy movie, but no, it is not based on it.
But makes no reference movie. Oh my god, do you remember Fellowship of the Ring?
The game?
I never played the Fellowship, but I played the Two Towers and the Return of the King.
It's because the Fellowship of the Ring came out the same fucking year as the movie Fellowship of the Ring, but it has nothing to do with the movie.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
I also... Here comes one you guys are going to laugh at because you heard me playing this while you're playing Conan. I beat Maui Mallard in Cold Shadow.
That's not real.
Which is a game where you play as Donald Duck, who is playing a detective called Maui Mallard, who transforms into a ninja alter ego called Cold Shadow.
My dad.
I also beat Pokemon Stadium.
Wow.
With an actual GBA, like a Game Boy team. I did it for the first time ever because I never had that game as a kid. I beat Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door,
which was already reviewed on the show. Would you like to give it your score?
I did listen to your review the other day, which was I realized that was the
That's
episode.
the Listerine review.
That's the vanilla chugging Listerine butt chugging thing. So I put that down for a best of in case we ever do one of those.
Okay.
And literally like an hour before we started recording this, I beat Super Mario World because I accidentally opened one of the Star Road warps and it takes you right outside Bowser's Castle.
You accidentally?
Well, I mean, like there's like Star Road warps that like you get like secret exits to the levels, and then like you go to the Star Road and like there's 5 different stars that take you to different points on the map. One of them just takes you right outside the final level. So I'm like,
oh shit!
I guess I'm beating this tonight.
Yes, you beat it.
Anyway,
that's wild. Oh, mere million of games. Caleb, what was the last thing I beat on there?
Last thing we got here for you is Bravely Default 2.
Well, then Conan Exiles you can slap on there as the last game I beat.
Oh, did Zach have Conan Exiles listed for his beat?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. I did not, because technically I didn't beat it. We'll get into
There's hentai Conan girls.
Agreed.
Listed as.
So for me, I beat Call of Duty World at War. I beat Resident Evil 4 Remake 3 times.
Whoa.
I beat Plants vs. Zombies. And I beat Conan Exiles.
Wow.
The second and third time were pretty easy because I bought the infinite rocket launcher. So it's pretty fast.
In Conan Exiles?
Yeah.
Do you still get the Tommy gun and like the gangster?
Yeah, I don't have it unlocked. Yeah, I have the gangster outfit unlocked, but I don't have the Tommy gun yet. It's a little different to unlock stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think the Tommy gun I have to do hardcore mode without New Game Plus, within a certain time frame, and I'm doing core mode with New Game Plus with the rocket launcher, so I can get all the treasures and a couple of the trophies.
Yeah.
On my 4th playthrough, which I'm halfway done with as well. So that's it for what we've been beating. Other than our meats.
Okay, well, this is probably the hog. So who's King Hog?
Well, King Hog by a mile.
Why? It is A4.
By two of us, almost the second two combined, is A4 Extreme with 37 games beaten.
Holy shit. 37 games?
You know, I was arguing with someone on the Discord
it's not
earlier
even
this
12
week.
months.
I was arguing with someone on the Discord earlier this week, and I was saying how like I'm the most average gamer, like Sony should be marketing to me. And they were like, how many games did you beat this year? I'm like, at the time it was like 34. And they're like, you're not average. That's insane. And I'm like, not all those games were long. Like some of them were a few hours, like tops. Maui Mallard took me 2 fucking hours. So like, you know, who cares?
I don't think the average gamer is playing Maui Mallard. I think the average gamer is playing Call of Duty Black Ops 7 or whatever.
No, and I had an argument for that. The average gamer is not, that's a casual gamer. Anyone who's just buying the newest NBA 2K or Call of Duty and only playing that is not an average gamer, and they're not the person Sony should be marketing to.
I would disagree. I think for Sony to be, I mean, you know this A4. I don't know why I have to fucking explain this to you. The average gamer. Average means amount of people who game.
Yes.
And then the games that they play most often on a fucking
bell curve.
Bell curve.
Yes.
You're gonna be looking at the highest selling games every year and what kind of games those are. And I'm afraid to say that Maui Mallard and the pot stickers or whatever the fuck you call that game. I'm sorry, man. You're fucking niche, bro.
No.
You're niche.
No. The person who buys Call of Duty and NBA 2K, they're not the average gamer. They are the average person, but they're not the average gamer. They just happen to play video games.
I don't think they're the average person either. I think they're the average gamer. So a person who games is a gamer. I don't think the average person games. I think there are less gamers than there are people in the world. Unfortunately for you,
but
your argument sucks.
Everyone needs video games, dude.
And kick out half of South America.
There are starving children in Africa that know what Pac-Man is.
Yeah, because they're eating their 3DSs because you didn't donate.
Yeah.
I almost spit out my drink. Oh my god, it's an awful image. I just pictured like a poor Ethiopian kid with like a bloated belly just eating a 3DS.
Yeah. It's got Mario music playing in its stomach.
Oh, that's awful.
I mean, it looks like last year the highest selling game was Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and then Madden NFL 24, and then Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Nothing in there is a surprise.
One real game, Spider-Man 2. The rest are just bullshit, shitty shit.
Then Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is number 5. Then Diablo is number 6.
So 3 real games on there.
So, I mean, your average person is playing some pretty fucking big AAA gigantic
but they're not the average
releases.
Gamer. That's what I'm trying to say.
I
am a gamer. I am a gaming connoisseur. That's
like calling me, dude. That's like calling me the average movie watcher. That's fucking not true. That's not true.
Yeah, you are.
I think people watch like 4 new movies a year on average.
Yeah, they're not movies.
They rewatch probably 10 movies a year, and then most of the time they're either watching YouTube videos or they're watching TV shows. So I can't. The average person who goes to the movies is not me.
Yeah, they're not movie fans.
I watch like 1 to 3 new movies a week, which is pretty high. Way more when I was in college. Like that's not average. Like I know, I see all the movies coming out. I know a lot of classic movies. I have like a big, huge backlog of classic movies that I'm going through, right? And lists that I'm going through that I occasionally check into. but I know those aren't necessarily like the movies like Monster, the movie that I brought up earlier. That's not. It was critically acclaimed, but it's not like some giant hit. And so I have to work on getting people to go watch it. And like, this movie's going to blow your mind better than any fucking Marvel movie ever did.
You're mistaking average
Avengers?
or mainstream. They're not.
I'm just
They're
kidding.
mutual. They're not mutual.
No. The average, it's the amount of people in a category is what creates the average.
Yes, and I don't think that most people that only play Call of Duty and NBA 2K are gamers. I think there are people who have PlayStation 5s that play one type of game as like a thing they do every other day once they get off work. They're not gamers per se.
All right, that would be the average gamer.
No, they're average people who happen to
No. That would be the average gamer. Now, if you're going to get into a person who buys more than 5 fucking games a year, then you're going to be getting into a different segment of gamer.
The average gamer.
But they're all gamers. But the average one is the one that has the most average thing about them. Like,
I think
they're all playing the same shit.
Agree to
I
disagree.
think,
Agree
real
to
quick,
disagree.
I think what A4's saying is he's the type of gamer that plays a shit ton of games that are new, that are old, that are whatever, and he gets to use the ER at the end of daylight. But the gamers that only play Call of Duty, that play like for football, they get to say game on, which is close, but it's not the same. It's not the same as saying gamer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay, interesting.
yeah, because we have the podcast.
Anyway, Joe, since you
have the
I mean,
gamer
we have
stuff.
words in the film community. It's film snob, is what
would you consider
we
yourself
call
a
that.
game
So I
snob?
guess you're a game snob.
I'm not a game snob. I'm the average gamer, and you cannot use the hard R when you're talking to me. Okay.
I think other people could consider me a film snob, but I don't think I am. But
Right, you're the average.
but I
film
do think
guy.
I do think I watch about like 3 to 5 times, depending on the year, more movies than the average person. New movies to the person. I'm not saying like brand new in theaters.
Speaking of brand new games, Conan Exiles. We're gonna talk about Conan Exiles.
this game that we go over the hog real quick because we kind of interrupted it with me beating like 37 games, and that's not really a huge.
Yeah, we
number.
kind of interrupted you winning the hog. Let's all say that A4 won the hog one more time.
Please
Yeah,
praise me.
37 games for A4. Second place, Zach with 15 games.
Jesus Christ.
Third place, myself with 12. And last and least, Joe with 7.
Hey, it's a normal year for me. I'm always in last place. Just beating the games I'm required to play for these podcasts.
But to be fair, you've beat some big games. Like you,
An average of 40 hours apiece on UFF.
I'm gonna say you've beaten some really big games. And that's nothing to shake a stick at.
But
Yeah,
you beat a lot of
stick 'em in
small
stuff all the time.
games that don't have titties in them, so you win.
But we beat the best game that has titties in it, Conan Exiles. Let's get into it. All right, so the story of Conan Exiles.
With a giant question mark after the word story.
It starts out, you are a exile in the Exiled Lands. Your reason for being exiled is randomly generated based on petty crimes and other crazy zany things that the developers decided to put in.
Yeah, like one of them was like jaywalking or something.
Yeah. And basically you're a slave to the massive boundaries of this huge fucking world. And if you go beyond its boundaries, you get ripped in half by the bracelet that you are currently wearing.
Yeah, the bracelet
So you're placed.
keeps you in the Exiled Lands, and the ultimate goal of the game is to escape the Exiled Lands by crafting a keystone that lets you remove that bracelet. If you want to do that, you could always just live in the Exiled Lands, which is maybe the better way to win the game, but...
Yeah,
Getting
I mean, that's the sick thing at the end, right? It's like, everyone thinks the Matrix is so powerful because of the red pill, blue pill. I think Conan Exiles takes it. To stay or to leave. The game wants you to leave, but every fiber of your being says, I should stay in these exiled lands,
The
right?
sunk cost fallacy keeps you in the Exiled Lands.
Yeah.
And even the exiled lands know that, because the moment the game ends, do you get credits? No. You get character creation screen, because it's like, you want to get right back in, don't you? You're like, fuck yeah, I do. You kidding me?
I just missed my base.
Yeah,
that was this guy's part.
the ending
I was walking
cutscene.
away from my slaves.
I'd seen the ending cutscene because me and Schweiss beat this game years ago when we first played it, like when it came out on PlayStation Plus. But like, it's literally just your guy walking into the desert past the soul wall or whatever it is, and then create another character. There's no credits. There's no resolution of this whatsoever. The story of this game is interesting because it almost takes like a Soulsborne approach to it, where like a lot of the minutia of what's going on in the Exiled Lands is told through like item descriptions and like occasional conversations with the very rare friendly NPC. But other than that, it's kind of just what you gather from the map and like environmental clues, if anything.
Yeah. There is a lot of that in this game. And honestly, it's not a game made for the story, right? It's a game that's all about the gameplay.
What's the story of Minecraft? Well,
I was just gonna say it's like Minecraft
Yeah.
or like Ark. Like there's not a story really, just gameplay.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing. Like
there is lore, there is story. Like you have those big like lore stones that are built by the Giant Kings that when you interact with them, they give you like voice acted story bits.
I mean, is Conan Exiles gonna get a 1 on story? Yeah, but it's not its fault. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's almost like a thing where I don't know if it even counts because it's like it's not really the focal point. It's just kind of like window dressing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it counts because you got like the
but-
lore behind the Witch Queen and like how she kind of went crazy.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's not Febby.
but if we go to that thing, then it's like when Joe doesn't like Bloodborne or the Souls games because you have to find the lore.
You have to go out of your way
No,
to
Or
understand
doesn't it
what's going on in
does-
this world.
doesn't count as the same thing?
Well, there's an NPC that gives you a religion that's kind of funny. He's the guy that gives you the ice people religion, the Nords, and he talks about like how we're all in like an elaborate simulation and like none of this is real. And like he basically is like breaking the fourth wall of like, I think this is all fake.
It is weird how this game has kind of like a good sense of humor. You wouldn't think something from like Conan the Barbarian would have that, but
No, based on the books you would, but based on the movie you would not.
okay.
No,
I never read the books, but yeah.
I mean, it's mostly unintentionally funny, like when Arnold's like, "Oh, you're the
Well, no, but we were talking about
rolling down the hill."
we were talking about how like even when it's showing your sins when you're like crucified up on the cross before when you're creating your character, it's like, oh, this person's been exiled for petty theft and murder and also like having bad BO or whatever. It's like a funny third thing.
Yeah.
I think it's impossible. Like, it's so janky and so weird, and the world is the way it is, like over the top 80s fantasy stuff. How could it not have a sense of humor? A
I
game
agree. It's just it
that's
seems
made in the time that it is.
I didn't seem out of place to me. It just felt surprising where it's just like, oh, this game's got like some jokes. Good, sweet.
Yeah, the one thing that really offended me about the story is I walked into the bar in Sepumuru one time, and Conan was sitting there watching the dancers, but they happened to all be men at this moment, and I was like, "What's going on, Conan?
Conan,
What are you doing here?"
Conan got taken over by the woke mind virus.
I think we all know.
He's like, "The drink is good and the dances are great." I'm like, I think you get that.
I think he just likes the art of dance. It's not so much like a sexual thing to him.
To see men throbbing their dicks in front of you and to hear the lamentations of your women.
Schweiss has a confused boner with the dancing going on. He just doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, I didn't like that, but
That's what he's. That's actually fun fact. A little bit of Nude Clan trivia. Those dancers are why Schweiss started holding his tip so he didn't come. It's because it's not gay eggs. It didn't come out.
yeah, that's right.
That's true. If you don't come, it's not.
Yeah,
It basically gave me habit. It's
so
like
when
the tree
we-
falling in the woods. If the cock doesn't spurt the cum,
If you don't
Did you
come, you're
co-
not gay. I
did
mean,
you have an orgasm?
It's just an accidental
Joe
boner.
and Schweiss are just having gay anal sex that they don't come, so they're like, all right, well, that was some great heterosexual bonding
Workout.
time. Good work.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Yeah.
We'll do this again.
This will be on the test when we do our Nude Clan test, by the way. That is going to be one of the
Yeah, one of the quiz.
questions for the listeners, yeah.
Is Joe gay? Yes. Double yes. No? Question mark? Question mark. D. All of the above.
But it's like C. No, he held the tip of it. It'll be the only long answer that's like, no, he held the tip of his penis, so he didn't ejaculate. And it'll be like all scientific, and then it'll be the longest answer. So clearly,
You know, I tried doing that once and I couldn't do it. Like,
Really?
yeah, I couldn't do
Oh
it.
man, you guys got to try it.
I don't know. Because if you hold the
The
cum
only
and it comes
reason I did it was because you fucking brought it up. I mean, I tried to do it. I'm like, and then it shot past whatever strength I had.
fucking Joe's hand explodes and you're at his grip thing.
like that scene in
It's like
Scanners.
putting the thumb at the end of a hose. You know, you kind of make it go further out. It's even stronger of a stream, basically. Then, but
Joe just like takes his hand. I was gonna learn claw like a
I don't
little.
know how. And then I thought, I think I brought this up before. I'm like, what kind of an iron grip did you have to have on that thing? Like, I'd be afraid of causing, like a blood vessel to pop or something. Like,
I've done that before too.
That's scary.
You gotta put your dick in a vice.
Like a literal vice.
Yeah, dude, you gotta like grab it like it's a snake trying to like kill you, and then you'll stop it. You'll stop the cum.
When you do that and it shoots back, does like one of your balls go like?
You go for a cone to stop.
Yeah, one of your balls get really big and they
It is
pop.
like that, like it just like you just see it.
You know, obviously, we're missing the most obvious solution to this. You just put a cork in your pee hole.
Yeah, where's my pee hole size cork?
Yeah.
Right, leave one of those.
They're gonna come back, dude. You're gonna go to the doctors one day.
Sure,
I'm sorry to tell you this, but you have prostate cancer.
I'm
because you
sure
don't
Michael's or some sort of craft store has tiny dick hole shaped size.
Oh, sure. This has a, I mean, I'm not gonna like, talk him up, but it's like fucking that, bro. Have you seen it?
What is the exact diameter of Twice's urethra?
It gets easier the wider it is. You'd think it would be the opposite, but it's not.
Fucking turns a wine bottle upside down, screws it in.
Your cum just comes out like a solid log.
I can imagine that being useful if you ran a.
That's why he has so many kids, dude.
It lands on the ground like a brick. Just that sounds like a clay brick landing, but not breaking.
I'm also a little afraid of the cork idea because I don't know if you guys have ever fucked up pulling a cork out of a wine bottle, but when you fuck it up and then it like disintegrates and then parts of it go into the wine.
Yeah,
I don't want that happening in my urethra.
That's called flavor.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm afraid if you hold your dick hole shut when you're coming, it'll just come out like the pores of your dickhead, like a Play-Doh Fun Factory.
Dude, someone.
Star?
No, like,
So
like,
when I
the
was-
hair factory, the Play-Doh thing, it just comes out your pores like.
When I was dealing with like the urinary problems where I was like peeing constantly and I thought there was something wrong with me, and I went to the urologist, and if you guys don't know the story, the urologist went like after some tests, he's like, you just kind of have a small bladder. Like he said it just like that too, like that casually. I was like, gee, thanks, doc. Like, yeah, you kind of have a small bladder. I'm like, well, it's really rough when I have to run and I have to pee all the time. He's like, I just drink less water. The doctor told me to drink less water. I just want to underline that.
You're like, I'm not paying you.
Yeah, stupid. Yeah, exactly. And I was offered. He's like, well, you could. I mean, I'm like, is there any solutions? And he's like, well, you could take a small amount of Cialis, and sometimes that helps. So I got prescribed that. I've never tried it. It's in the sink in the bathroom.
This is
right now.
Joe's long-winded story to be like, here's why I have Viagra in the house.
But no, he said that there was something. Gosh, I think it's called like. It's not inverted, but it's something like that. Or it's like retrograde ejaculation or something. He said like, yeah, young guys don't really like that, and I don't know what that is. That's why he didn't offer me Flomax. He's like, yeah, if you're young like you are right now, you're not gonna want that. And then I brought that up to someone at a film festival, and I have a friend who had to take Flomax. I don't know why. I didn't get into it. But he said that was a weird experience, and I can only imagine it's probably the same thing as the iron grip on the tip of the penis, and then the ejaculation goes the other way.
Well, you don't just do the tip. You got to grab like the shaft It's like you're grabbing a golf club, but then you just like
I can't wait for your instructional videos.
you like hold it hard. I haven't done it in a long time, honestly. I tried one time and I was like, I don't think I could do it, man.
No way.
I'm also enjoying coming too much. Like, I don't want to ruin this.
I'm getting the feeling
Yeah,
of
just
coming
just for the sake of science.
You just pull out and then you just like fucking hang on a second, just fucking double hand it like this fucking.
Yeah, hold on. Wait. Your cum was in retrograde, so like, how did that affect the white women around you? Like, I don't get. You said your cum was in
You said retrograde coming. I wanted to go back to the thing where Joe was saying the doctor said something about inverted. He said I had like an inverted penis or something. I don't know what that's.
No. I'm gonna find the real words to use, but
what does it even mean? I'm so confused.
No one actually knows. No scientist.
I don't know. But someone said that it happened to them, who I will not name, and
it was what's his name on the Godzilla podcast.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Drew, I'm just kidding. You're the only person I could think of that was.
Drew's like the one person who responds to all my bullshit in the Discord. By the way,
Yeah, it is retrograde ejaculation. That's what it's called.
Oh, you use it in a sentence because I don't know what it means.
In this perspective study, we investigated whether retrograde ejaculation, the major side effect of tamsulosin, decreases with intermittent treatment. That's a sentence that I just saw.
I'm not gonna lie.
I had to, in incognito mode, put in Flomax ejaculation in Google. By the way,
Like, what? But I still don't get what it means. Like, what does that mean?
I don't understand what it means when someone said it was freaky.
You didn't have to click on the photos tab. You risked.
His girlfriend walks in.
Don't lie, that was necessary.
How dare you, Zach?
I'm not gonna lie.
How dare you?
Retrograde
How dare you degrade my wife?
Retrograde.
With call her girlfriend.
It's not worth it anymore.
Retrograde ejaculation.
Retrograde ejaculation sounds like a really cool prog rock band name.
Retrograde ejaculation. The next time I hear someone say something about why they're acting like a bitch, I'm like, no, because Joe's cum is in retrograde.
Oh, because your ejaculation is in retrograde. I see.
I don't know what that means. I think it's like you have the feeling of coming, but then nothing comes out.
Getting the feeling of coming day and night.
Dope. That's dope because you got no cleanup, son. That's awesome.
I thought that was useful when he said that, you could just clench it and not have anything come out and be like, great, I don't have to use condoms. Like over and over and over again. Like that's a real expense here. And how
much sex are you having when condoms are a real expense?
I don't know, we're newlyweds. It happens.
Yeah.
You could have had it before. Like
you didn't have to wait.
Yeah, you have to wait, Joe.
I know, but now we're together every night, so it helps.
Does it?
Oh, honestly, it's the only time I'm religious because I don't use condoms.
How many holes did you cut in the sheet?
Right.
I just pray.
Condoms are for losers.
Literally pray and spray.
That's exactly what it does. 100%. Yeah. Fuck.
Speaking of though, Conan.
So what are you giving the story for the Conan Exiles?
That was more story than Conan Exiles had. I don't know what you're
That's true.
talking about.
Here's the story of Conan Exiles as described by me, who casually paid attention during the entire playthrough. You get cut down off a crucifix, and then you gather a bunch of rocks with a pickaxe, and then you fight a bat on top of a hill, and then you go into a volcano, and you fight a lizard who is purple, and he's got a bunch of purple ghost guys, and then you win the game.
Yeah, and slaves.
And slavery is there also.
And no one there to shame you about it either.
You ever see that Whitest Kids You Know sketch where they're like pretending to be in like the Old West, and it's like when they invented water balloons, and it's just these Old West cowboys being like, I need some more of your water balloons. They're just like having a water balloon fight, and it's at the end of the sketch, it's just like, by the way, the whole time this sketch was happening, slavery was legal. Don't you feel bad now?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think I'm gonna have to give the story a 9. I'm just compelled, So are we gonna do like actual Conan Exiles review, like where we actually review it, or like what we give it what we think it deserves?
Are you saying, are we doing this joke review where we give it all 10s, or are we just gonna actually review the game where it gets like a 6 in everything?
Is this going to be given the Oscar to the guy because you think he's probably going to die and this movie is okay, but not his best? Or is this going to be like, no, this is his best?
All right, hold on. They said that about Martin Scorsese when he won for The Departed.
And he's
The
only
Departed
made
is
worse.
a fucking amazing.
And he's
movie.
only made worse movies than that since then.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Wolf of Wall Street's amazing. At least.
Yeah, but I don't think it's Departed awesome.
I don't know. I think I put them on about the same plane.
Well, you guys didn't like
Watched
The
them both about a
Irishman?
million times. Irishman's pretty
shit.
Irishman's pretty awesome.
That's so cool. Conan Exiles.
Yeah. Wow. Conan Exiles actual story 2. I'll give it a 2.
Oh my god.
I was gonna go 4. I thought I was lowballing it.
What I said was, I made a joke about giving it a 1, but also I was like, I feel like, because they were saying you find lore in this game, I was like, I think it's going to be the same for Joe as like Bloodborne and like Souls games, because there's a story, but like every information about the world you find.
But you have to work for it. You have to play the video game to get the story.
Well, it's not like the characters are great. They just stand around and then tell you shit. So I won't even give it that.
And those are only the ones that don't try to massacre you the second they see you.
Joe, what
It's
is
like, oh, this one will talk to me. Weird.
Joe? What
I'll
is
press
it?
square?
Joe, what is a story but a bunch of characters standing around talking to you?
Chicken Coop is available on November 28th for on advertised video on demand platforms. So Tubi, YouTube, and probably wherever else you get your movies. I don't have an exact list for that one, but enjoy it. Speaking of people standing around talking to each other, I mean, A4, if you really want to get into this, I can get into my story diatribe.
No, I'm giving it like a 4 because the story's just kind of there. It's there to facilitate you playing a survival crafting game.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think, Schweiss?
I'm giving it a 6, man. I think you guys are crazy.
What the fuck? Are you actually giving it a 6?
No, I'll give it a 5.
Oh my god! All right.
Why'd you let him talk you down?
Well, see, I got to make it like, oh, that's ridiculous, and then the 5 will be more acceptable.
All right, 5 is high, but I can understand like what A4 said. It's just a setup to get you into the game. But I would argue that Conan as a world and as a literary franchise probably has a lot more to offer in terms of character and setting, and it doesn't really explore any of that.
Yeah, I mean, it literally doesn't even take place in the world of... I mean, it does, but it's not like the actual world of Conan. It's a fucking Exiled Lands chunk of the Conan world.
And at least it could have given me a better, like, more satisfying ending, and then I would say maybe
Could
a
have had
5.
an ending.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why I gave it a 5, is because I was thinking 4, but then I was like, no, it brought me to the character creation screen afterwards. That's an interesting literary tool.
Oh my god.
So I'm pumping it to a 5.
Oh my god.
I also will give it a 4, and it's lucky it doesn't get lower because of what it fucking did to me. So, you
Wow.
know.
Could you did you tell the people?
But I feel kind of bad about giving it a 4, only because like I really enjoy the Souls games, and I like the lore like you found through that. But I guess I just didn't look enough for the lore in this game to like care.
The only Souls game with a good story is Sekiro. That's because it actually has a story.
I don't care. I
And
still,
the
like,
lore.
I still enjoy the lore for all the games. So, like for me, it's like different, I guess. But I don't know.
I love those games. I just don't. I don't think they have a good
We'll
story.
talk about my traumatic experience in gameplay.
Oh, in gameplay. Oh, okay.
All right. So gameplay.
Oh,
That's right.
nice. No,
Gameplay, fucking awesome, right? You can capture people. You can beat the shit out of them. Put them on the wheel of pain, and then when they're done, you think they'd be mad at you and try to kill you? No, they do literally whatever you tell them to do.
true.
It's
Also,
You can take their tops off, see their tits.
on the PC, right? The PlayStation, they just had like wraps, didn't they?
No, PlayStation, you can see tits. You just can't see
what?
vagine.
That's dumb. Some also really cool like things you can do in Conan is you can get into the game and immediately rubber band all over the place. You have to log out of Conan, and log back in. Another feature of gameplay is you will be running around
Sure.
trying to get logs and stones, and you're trying to get stuff to build, but then your screen or your thing, like, it'll stop showing you getting resources, so then you have to log out of the game and log back into the game, and then all of a sudden you have like 3,000 wood because it stopped showing it.
Look,
another great feature of the game is
I'm going to let you finish your story, but I'm just going to go ahead and put the 10 down for you right now.
One of the other features of the game, I'm going to wait for A4 before I talk about my actual thing with the game, but also, another cool thing that Conan does is, you're playing and you're having fun, but then you start getting attacked by an enemy, and then it just rubber bands you randomly. So every time you go to hit, you just don't hit, and it's one of the best gaming experiences I've had. And A4 is back. So my gameplay experience for this fucking game was we found all the bosses. We did everything we needed to do. Some people shared some of the items because I had 3 fucking witch queen bullshit for some reason, and we shared things around. We got there, got to do it. We trekked through the desert to climb up that statue that A4 kept saying was so easy to find, but no one could fucking find it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's easy.
It's right here.
If you're there. Yeah.
It's this big, giant fucking road that cuts through the middle of the map. It's impossible to miss.
That sounds like everything, dude.
Yeah, there's no other roads in this fucking area. No.
I went somewhere else the first time. I was like, A4 said a quadrant, and I went to that quadrant instead, and like, no, it's actually over here. So then I had to freaking.
No, I said the right quadrant. You just went to the wrong spot. Also, it's a giant road that is. It is a giant road that's dividing like the plain/forest biome with the desert biome. It's impossible to miss.
Anyway, none of us could find it but A4, so he thinks it was easy. He did climb down, and I was there, so I had found it, which was nice.
Yeah, he just accidentally found a warp to the end of the game in his other game, so apparently that's probably easy to hit too.
So I'm excited. I'm sad because it's Conan, and I had a lot of fun, and I was gonna miss my thralls because I enslaved nothing but women because of
Your misogyny.
No, because I
internalized misogyny let out through your games.
I had all that. It was great. And I was excited. So I'm going to miss them. Obviously, miss my house that I built. And I was like sitting at the top and I was debating. Whether I was going to actually make the key. Like, I thought about it. I thought about just hanging out and like putting the finishing touches on my house before I left. Because I'd watched HGTV that day and I just wanted to, work on my house. So I put all of my stuff into the little statue thing.
It's like an altar.
Yeah, it makes the key. Once you put everything in, it makes key.
It just spits it out for you.
You walk out. Yeah, you grab it. You turn it on. What's important to the story is Joe went first. Put all this stuff in. He grabs his key to his bracelet. I was going to wait for everyone, and I didn't, and I think that's why I was punished. I put all of my stuff into that little shrine, and it all just disappeared. I didn't get a key. I didn't get my fucking shit back. It was just gone. So there I am, barbecue sauce on my titties on top of that shrine, and everyone, I'm like, guys, like I don't have it, and they're like, oh, dumb fuck, check the wheel, and so I'm like, it's not there.
The console version of this, like when you pick something up and you have like a blank spot on your like radial wheel for what you can select, it just puts it there automatically. So we're all like, oh, it ended up in your radial wheel. And
but then I'm like, no, it wasn't. I looked there, and they're like, no, it's there. Just check it. So I check it, not there. I open up my inventory, not fucking there. I look on the ground, not fucking there. I go into the stupid shrine, not fucking there.
It got so far.
And no one else had it.
And then everybody, no one else had it. We all checked because you're all little thieves. They all checked. No, I'm just kidding. We all checked. But then A4 was like, oh, let me see your last 10 minutes of gameplay that you fucked it up. You did something wrong.
Yeah, I'm like,
I didn't do anything.
use your share feature on your PlayStation, save like the last 3 minutes, and then send it on a DM to us, and then let's see what
I did.
And you did.
They watched the tape, and the game fucked me over.
The game just ate all your items. These items that took
fucking jackasses are like, oh, you didn't ask for everything. Like we hadn't talked for 30 goddamn minutes about everything to have to put into that stupid shrine, and like we hadn't just beat the last bosses we needed to do that. Y'all are still like, oh, that just fucked up.
No, I think we were all in disbelief that like this game is so janky that it could just take these 6 items that take like literally hours to procure and just fuck you out of the ending of the game. With
I wonder if like an hour later they just reappeared in the fucking altar.
Yeah, if it
that
probably,
expired slowly.
If he didn't like take his bracelet off and he just logged back in, like it probably would have been there.
Yeah,
you should log back in now, A4, and see if it's there. See if the fucking key is in there.
I already deleted the game.
Oh, you cocksucker! How could you delete it?
I deleted it.
I deleted it. I canceled my PlayStation Plus subscription. We're good. I got my game on PC.
All I'm gonna say is that game's not gonna hurt me anymore because it tried to fuck me over really bad,
dude.
Like
that was like the ultimate.
I had to call the devs and be like, "Yes, this pizza has a drinking problem," and it almost hit me. It was bullshit. It was fucking bullshit. And you know what? I fucking love this game, and I hate it. I hate that I love it because it fucking tried to fuck me.
It's Stockholm syndrome. It's battered wife syndrome.
You sound like a dude that has under 300 hours in it. I get it. I was there.
You don't love it?
Well, because like me and Choice beat this years ago, so we know how full well like janky the console version is, and like it's just so funny. It's fitting, I guess, that. We spent.
No, it is.
We spent like according to Joe, we spent like a year beating this game between.
Yeah, dude, we started this game a year ago because I was on YouTube, like just kind of scrolling through our episodes, and I clicked on one, and it was from a year ago, and I heard me talking about making a road with the torches.
Holy!
And it was a year ago.
Dude.
And you did. That road came in handy all the time. I loved that you did that.
Granted, we had other stuff we were beating before this. Like we had like Grandia 2 and like Shin Megami Tensei or whatever. But like
yeah, Joe and I started a long time ago. Yeah, that's right, because I still lived in my old house.
Yeah, dude, we were crushing shit.
Yeah, but
when I built my old house, I lived in my old house, and that's on the server.
Oh, that's right.
Point being,
fuck.
It's so fitting that this game that took us a year to finish just fucks you out of the ending because it's so glitchy on console.
Well, we should have known, because when we were getting into that session, didn't Joe? I think it was Joe as well. I had to log out and log back in because it kept I had to. It forced me into a wall and I couldn't move.
I think that happened to all of us.
Yeah, so that day was just the developers didn't give a fuck.
No, it's not that day. It's just that version. Because I'll tell you what, like a couple hours ago, before I beat Mario World, I loaded up the PC version of Conan Exiles, and it runs like beautifully compared to the console version. I know the whole point. Schweiss was going like, it runs fine on PS5. It like enhances it, but like I'll tell you right now, it does not. It is
it's way better on console.
No, it is not. The version I played on PS5 a week ago is the exact same version we played on PS4 years ago. It is indistinguishable.
I meant it's way better on PC. It's actually a lot better on PC.
Okay, thank you. I'm like,
and I knew that.
So here's the deal. At the time, my PC was starting to go into its phase of dementia. You know, like my PC was old. It was tired. Made a lot of mistakes. Couldn't remember things. You know, and the PS5 ran better than my PC, so it wasn't really that the game run better. It was I wanted to play it on PS5 for two reasons. One was just to be able to do the chats easier in multiplayer. I think the PS5 was set up for that in a really good way. That it's not. I don't know. There's a little extra you got to put in for Discord, but also it didn't take 20 minutes for my PS5 to turn on. So I was a big fan of playing, even though it could probably run on my old PC, of playing Conan on my PS5. Okay, so it's mostly my fault that we're playing it on the PS5 version. I do think the PS5 version plays better than the PS4 version, and I was punished through buying Conan Exiles when I didn't need to because I had to get PlayStation Plus. And PlayStation Plus, it was free on PlayStation Plus anyway, so there's no point in buying Conan and then getting a fucking subscription to PlayStation Plus when I realized I couldn't do the multiplayer in Conan without the PlayStation Plus subscription. So don't worry, duly punished.
Yeah,
or on crime.
We just need to pay for the game. I'm sick of people playing it for free. So now we both have bought it.
I told you
under
I'd
false
seen that.
Bought it twice because I already had it on PC. Believe it or not.
I told you
Yeah, I bought it
I'd
twice,
seen it
too.
on years ago when we were playing it the first time. I'd seen it at Walmart for like $10 in the discount section, and I was like, I should get this.
You should have. And now I'm gonna have to buy the collector's edition because I love it so much.
It says there's an enhanced version of the game for the Xbox Series S. I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
I think I read that.
Is the enhanced version does it fuck you out of the ending?
Probably.
I think you could probably just enlarge their vagines in that version.
Oh
No,
I guess
you can have your you can have your dicks out in the Xbox version.
And you're a huge clit.
Dear gentle listener, you're
If
probably
you so
wondering
choose.
why I counted this as a beaten game. And it's because A4, in an act of, I would say, unfounded generosity and something I would never expect from A4, he gave me his stone key so I could beat the game because he beat it before.
See, this is why this game is so beautiful. It's like an allegory for life, right? It's like we got the downtrodden. It's not his through no fault of his own. He was dealt a shit hand,
Girl.
and then A4 comes in and saves the day and says, "You know what? You take this one. I'll stay here."
I had already beaten
And then A4 became Exile's Jesus.
Yeah, he became Christ. in that
Ultimately,
moment.
I
And that's
won
why
the
he gave
game
it a
because I get
six.
to stay in the Exiled Lands and farm iron for the rest of my fucking
Yeah,
life.
and stay at level 60.
Yeah,
Yeah, never
Which
gets
is the max-
stronger.
max level. So
I guess one of the things too is I really, when you guys were all getting your keys, I thought about jumping off the top of that statue. I was looking over the edge and I was like, I could fucking end it all.
I have the video of
And then just not turn it on.
I have the VOD from Twitch of when we did that. The problem is I don't think Zach still has the thing checked on his PS5 to let like other people record his mic. So like we could hear him in the moment, but on the recording you can only barely hear him through like someone else's headphones or mic. So I don't know if I can work with that to edit it down, but like it is funny because then like when I got the keystone too and I dropped it for him, there's like a weird little hole in the top of the
Hole there.
Dropped down.
I skipped a fucking beat, dude.
It's just fucking the bag when you drop shit in this game. It falls in a little like burlap sack, and the sack
But
starts like
there's just
rolling
like a
towards
weird
the hole.
hole in the middle of the
We're
platform
just like, oh,
where the
fuck.
altar is, and like I just happened
Yeah,
to
it's
drop
some-
it there.
It's some dumb fuck decided to stand above a hole and drop his items there.
I wonder what happened to the other key, you fucking idiots. It's probably laying on the
was thinking
fucking
today,
desert
too.
floor.
I was thinking today too, because like Joe was like, this game is taking us so long to fucking beat, and I was like, imagine if me and Schweiss hadn't finished the game before, so there weren't two of us who could have just sacrificed our keystone for Zach to finish the game, and it's just like, oh god, we have to go beat all the bosses again. We had just gotten done running the like volcano boss like 5 times or whatever that night
Yeah.
before we did that. Which is
you
not
imagine
an
if
insignificant
that-
feat. Like, do you have to go in the volcano? You have to make sure you bring ice because you're going to die of heat stroke otherwise. Like, it'll just chip your health down before that.
Yeah, everyone there deals like 1,000 damage a hit.
Yeah, dudes just choke
no
you in the
joke.
volcano. And we're at like max level with like pretty decent gear. Like, so it's not like we weren't prepared for this. I haven't played Ark and I haven't played Rust. I have played Minecraft, granted, but it was back in like when it was in beta. And I've played a little bit of Valheim. If we're talking about gameplay now, I don't think any other crafting survival game takes this long. Did we have resource gain turned up on our version?
No, it's 0. I only made one compromise with Joe, and that was keep your shit when
I
you
was
die.
going to say,
Yeah.
this still took less long than it would have because we were playing where if you die, you don't lose all your items, which is what normally happens. We did that
In most
before.
games, yes.
We did that before when we beat this, and it is like there's still the story I remember where we were in the volcano and there's like a big lava flow that you have to cross to get to the boss that gets you the item you need to beat the game. And me and Schweiss were going across this lava flow, and I guess there's like occasionally a rock that comes down the lava flow that gives you just enough room to jump to get across this lava river. And I guess it just wasn't on his instance of the game. So he dies in the middle of the lava with the burlap sack holding the item that we needed to beat the game that we just got, this tetrahedron or whatever the fuck, this purple crystal. And I'm like, I gotta wait for this rock to come down the lava flow so I can go out there and get your shit because you're out of the volcano now because you died. So like, but that being said,
I mean,
despite how long everything takes in this game, I don't have any other games that have stories like that. So it kind of makes it awesome. It's like what Zach said. I love this game despite how much of its of my life it's taken from me. I mean, I don't want to speak out of school here, but we were playing with someone who was talking about relationship issues directly tied to this game. So it's like, it's not an isolated.
But he said it was worth it.
He said it was worth it. So like, you know.
So no big deal. That's whatever.
But then we get stories too where like Zach gets a copy of all the items to fucking beat the game. And the game just decided.
And the game's like, why would you want that?
Yeah, it's like, come
like,
on.
okay, like, I know the game is janky and shitty, but like, that moment is so Conan Exiles.
It is, though. It is so fucking Conan. And that's the thing that we want to like tell you guys who haven't played it. This game is going to cheat on you. She's going to beat the fuck out of you. She's going to empty your bank account. She's going to be a bitch. But you're going to fucking love her. You're going to keep coming back.
You're going to buy the season pass, and then they're going to pull the season pass. You're not going to have the rewards that you fucking paid for a week ago.
Hold on. Yeah, because I loaded up the PC version earlier, and I didn't see the season patch date. Wait, is the season patch just gone now?
It's gone. All the shit's gone, too.
Because I was looking in the menu, and I'm like, where's that season pass shit? All I see is the thing for the Crown point.
It's just gone now. All the shit.
With the one stipulation of us saying that this game is awesome, that you must play it with friends. If you play this game by yourself, I cannot imagine how annoying it would be to fucking finish this game alone. The only reason we were able to beat this game is because there were a lot of us together to help. Obviously, like, you know, like the thing with like me giving the keystone to Zach when his just disappeared into the ether. But like running the bosses, like a lot of those are probably really hard on your own. Because like I had I had a hardened steel broadsword, not an insignificant piece of gear at that point. Like I guess it's insignificant for endgame because I wasn't doing a whole lot of damage. It probably plays more like a Dark Souls type game if you have like if you're just playing it by yourself. But like thankfully we had Schweiss who found a fucking katana that does more damage than anything on Earth.
Bro, I found a
beginning of the fucking game.
I found a bitchin' like special like hammer that was fucking awesome. That was like a purple one.
Yeah.
Like the rarity.
Yeah.
That was sick as shit.
Point being, the fact that we, like, the bosses were a little less annoying because we had, like, 4 or 5 people just chunking them all at the same time. It didn't stop someone from dying. Like, I died a few times just because I had, like, shitty armor or whatever.
Was it you that died? Who died at the beginning of... Oh, fuck. What boss was it? Where you have to kill all the dudes and like the door opens and you can go into. I think you go into like the building. I can't remember what boss it was. Was it? I thought it was A4 that died right outside of the camp, and then when he finally ran back, the doors closed in front of him.
Oh yeah, it was the first boss. The
it's like
the Abyssal Runman, which isn't even. It's not even a mandatory boss, but yeah, like I died in the like village at the foot of that like temple. And so
No,
like, when I
man.
ran back, I saw like because you have to create a human sacrifice to get that dungeon to open, and like as I'm running back, I see it closing, and just like Choice and Jace are just like, I guess you're fucked. Like,
Yeah.
like wait for the guy
made
to
him
respawn so I
ran
can kite one over to kill him.
Oh, that was
open the
fun.
thing. Yeah.
That was-
Again, these are like the game is so janky and shitty, but like it creates these like organic stories that I don't think I'm sure other games
Yeah.
have this type of shit. Like I'm sure this shit like WoW or whatever that has this, but like this is the experience that I have personally with these kinds of games where like I don't even get stories like this out of like Phasmophobia or something that's a little more
Yeah.
like multiplayer oriented.
I mean, like, so that's fair, and like, I think that kind of goes on. Part of the gameplay is like playing with your friends. Like, it makes it so much better. Like us all laying on the ground and just spinning clockwise in circles as we're just
In my bed,
giggling like idiots
jack off
because
point.
yeah, we went to we all jumped in the bed with like the dancer because was it Slunchosis and threw the dancer in the bed and made them like lay down. So it was me, you, Schweiss. That's fine. We were like, served like, man, it's stupid shit like that. Like,
and someone finally
does
noticed
get
my
fun.
cuck chair.
Oh yeah, he had a cuck chair.
Yeah, I mean,
I think something we're not even talking about is the building.
The building's
Yeah.
fucking fun.
The building in the
building-
game, that's what gets me addicted to it. Like any sort of game like that, like if it was Roller Coaster Tycoon or something like that. If I start, I'm not stopping. It's like
yeah.
I've just taken my entire half of the day and it's gone. I would say like not this time around because I actually like stopped myself from on this playthrough. I never played it through all the way before, but I've played it. Is that this time around I'm like, okay, I'm not going to build a million forts. I'm just going to build my stupid fucking road, which again was a giant like multi-hour project.
It was like
getting
it cannot be
resources and-
understated how those stairs leading up to like Iron Camp and then like around Iron Camp leading up to the mountains around it, like those were really helpful.
Yeah.
I had to drag a thrall because I had built a building in the mountains in the north. I was just dicking around in the desert and I found a thrall and I had to drag her all the way back. So your stairs saved me a lot of time.
Hours. So the thing is, like, all that building, like, I get obsessive with like the building. I like things to be like symmetrical, and I like to have all my shit there, and I like to have like. I just get obsessive with like the layouts and stuff. This game can sink your time. It can just like it can annihilate your time when you're getting into the building stuff, because the building
Destroys
stuff
an afternoon.
is like it's satisfying, but then not quite satisfying enough. So you have to keep on fucking getting fucking resources, and then you build more, and you're like, oh, I'm almost done, but I need more. Like this game like keeps you going.
Well,
With the building stuff, dude, it's so much fun.
The caveat of the building for me is that everything
Wow, fun.
in this game takes 85 fucking years to do. Like
That's
my big house on what I call Jack Off Point, I think it was like the reinforced steel building blocks, which is like one of the best building blocks you can have outside of like the ice or whatever.
So it takes a million resources.
Yeah, so not only do I have to get shaped wood, which means I have to get wood, and then I have to throw it in the carpenter thing to turn it to shaped wood, but then I also have to get hardened brick, which means I have to get brick, which means I have to take the rock and put it in the fucking furnace, and then I have to have the other thing that turns it into hardened brick. Then I have to get steel reinforcements, which means I have to go get iron, turn that into steel, which requires me to get steel fire from the cauldron, which is a whole nother fucking thing. And then I have to, and by the way, every time you convert one of these resources into another one, you're losing the total. Like if you have 500
like 50%.
iron, yeah. So it takes a long fucking time to get anything done. Like, and even when I think I have enough iron, it's like I only got like 50 steel reinforcements. It's only enough to make like
10 fucking
Well, it's
blocks
like
or
then you're
five,
like
yeah.
heavy and you have to like just hurry. You have to hurry back to your camp to unload.
Well, because I'm like spending multiple times. Like I found my own iron camp over near Jack Off Point, and it's like I'm just constantly getting over encumbered carrying all this iron, and it's like it's not even enough to like complete my second floor.
Oh,
Like
just so everyone
Yeah,
knows,
dude.
Jack Off Point isn't a real point in the game. A4 found an island and named it Jack.
I found a little plateau on an island, and I put a little sign that says Jack Off Point, which is different from my other house at Noob Camp, where I had a sign that said A4's weird little house out front.
Even more confusing is there's Nude Camp and Noob Camp. But Nude Camp is also North Camp. And that's
I always called it
confusing as
North
fuck.
Camp because that's what it was back when we played it the first time.
Yeah, dude, it's addicting on the resource grinding to then build
It
the
is a-
thing that you want to build.
It is a grind.
But it's addicting. It's
But
not
it is
just like
addicting.
annoying grind. You're just like, you want it.
Yeah.
Like, give me this building. If I have this building, I'll have the biggest dick of them all. And of course, Slam Chosis like made like the most impressive building I've ever seen in this fucking game. And I'm like, I give up. I'm not gonna try.
Yeah.
Don Trustman has a fucking sick ass
But it-
fort.
Dude.
There were times where like I was like, do I even care enough to make this base? And I was like, I do, though. Even though it's taking me 30 fucking more hours of this game, I'm doing it. Like, there were plenty of time. There were plenty of afternoons for a while there where I was just going in and playing this game without you guys just to get the resources to build this stupid base that I don't even have access to anymore.
I was
'Cause I deleted the game.
doing the same thing too. I was getting on when you guys weren't on. I was like building my base up because it was fucking fun. The building was
It's
awesome.
still there, A4. The server lives on.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I have it on PC now and it runs at 60 FPS, which is nice.
You can have your frames or you can have your builds.
I don't know, man. The frames are pretty important.
We haven't touched on the combat.
The combat is weirdly Dark Souls-ish.
Do we really have to?
It's also jank.
It's jank as fuck on console. It's a little less jank on PC,
Game
but
is
like,
jank.
well, yeah, yes, but at the same time, the combat does feel very Dark Souls inspired, where a lot of it's dodging and very like deliberate. Like you really have to.
Dude,
commit
it's
to your
circle strafe
plays.
to win, bro.
Yes, but at the same
That's all
time,
it's-
like like with a lot of weapons, you do have to commit to your swing, so it is kind of Souls-like in that sense.
Yeah, I can
It's
do
not
that.
as
Yeah, you got to
hard
be
as
at the right
Souls-like.
distance.
But like when you swing, you better make sure the enemy's not also winding up because they'll hit you. They'll
I don't
summon
know.
you.
It's as hard as Souls. If you leave on, you lose your shit when you die.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
It's
if
a
you
brutal game.
if you happen to come across, say, one skull hyena in the desert and he kills you, and you try to go get your shit back for the next 40 minutes and you can't, and you're
because you're getting ganked
so
by
you've
like
got
the
to really,
hyenas that are crippling you, and then when you pick it up and you're over encumbered, so you can't run away.
yeah, you found this great sword, but sorry, it's gonna get deleted because this asswipe fucking this one skull hyena is just gonna shred you to pieces.
You also have to keep
He's
in
gonna
mind that
fucking-
like a lot of the bosses were non-issues for us because we had 4 or 5 people just ganking him the whole time.
Yeah, I
Like, if
mean,
you're
what
doing
other
those
game
bosses by
though?
yourself, those are probably a huge challenge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I played this game alone, I mostly just listened to podcasts and got rip roaring drunk.
It's
and
a
like,
amazing podcast game.
yeah, oh yeah, I fucking would crank that and just get fucking trashed.
Yeah,
on the
you're
weekend.
burning nothing but time.
Yeah, dude, just it was so good. Oh, the family was not there because like I would work super late on the weekends, so the wife would stay at her parents' house so they could help with the kids because I never could, and I was just alone, fucking drinking, fucking smoking, like just awful for my
I
health.
thought you quit smoking.
And cranking the Exiles. I did,
I like how he just ignored you.
yeah, but like what
Twice.
other game, dude? There was a time. And I know I've said this like 5 times on the show. I want to say it again. I fucking come out of my house. I built a house in the jungle. I come out. The sun is like cusping over, and just within range of like the fucking map loading, the sun is cusping over, hitting this fucking lake that I built my base on, and then right there, just in frame, guy pushing the wheel of pain. Like, dude, I almost cried when I saw that. I'm like, this is fucking beautiful, dude. Like, look at that.
Also,
I'm like, I think my sister-in-law was there. She thought I was like the weirdest fucking dude ever. I'm like, dude, fucking beautiful this is.
Speaking of that, by the way, gameplay automatically gets 1 more point because this game has slavery, which I don't think any of these graphic games do. I think that's the reason we were drawn to this in the first place. It's because it's like Minecraft, but you can have slaves.
Yeah. It's like, no way.
Well, it also takes place in the world of Conan, which is cool. I guess we can talk about that in design in a little bit, but Yeah, there's a certain mode about it. When my wife looked at it, she's like, "Oh, it's like Minecraft, but
shit,
no,
Shitty and titty.
like
Shitty
you're
titty
killing
Minecraft.
in it.
Your wife's just shaming you because she's
It's like an adult version of Minecraft."
Should mention too,
Yeah.
the map never changes. The map remains static no matter how many times you play. It's not procedurally
Yeah, but
generated.
it's huge though.
It's huge.
You don't really get like the full scope of it unless you play like hundreds of hours.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's not like a Minecraft where like it's procedurally generated and it's different every time you play. It is the same map, but
Right.
so you're getting the same landmarks every time, but that's not really a problem. Like,
No.
we kind of just when we play, it's like, okay, we set up noob camp on this specific island at the river near the start, and we set up iron camp just north of that in the desert, and then like there's north camp north of that. But
Yeah.
something to keep
And
in
it's
mind.
like-
It's not limitless.
Yeah. But I mean, I do have almost 500 hours in it, so
I have like
I have
100
499.
I have like 160 something. I think.
Dude, 499?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't know, man. I'm telling you.
You're talking to the
I
guy
fucking
who,
cranked
like-
it.
How many hours of The City NT did you play? A game you don't even like.
It was hundreds for both
Well,
versions.
there you go.
Probably a combined 300, I would say,
Oh my
or
god.
damn near.
The gameplay is honestly fantastic. It does get janky. It glitches all the time. There's stupid shit that happens.
Yeah, you beat a thrall up that you really want, and he falls through the fucking map, and you like scream.
But at the same time, it's like so stupid fun that it's hard. It's like almost a perfect game. It would be hard to come up with a game that was more perfectly suited for multiplayer and crafting and action and exploration experience. This kind of covers. This is almost like, I think we've talked about this in the past. Is like the perfect game would be like you could play as God and be like strategy, and then you can go play as a single character and like play as that character. Like you would be able to play at all levels of the game. You know, the game experience in all one single game. This is almost that.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking when it comes to the jankiness and like how it's fun despite its jankiness. I'm thinking of all of us putting our bedrolls outside of the sinkhole to get down to fight that big bone dragon, and just how many of our corpses are just littered on the ground because we missed one jump to get down there.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that time when we were playing years ago that I have video of it on the Playing with the Boys clip on, I think it's on my channel, but I should upload it to Nude Claim, where like Schweiss is just deliberately jumping from the top level of his base to kill himself, and there's just like a bunch of his corpses where like the skullet fell off at some point. Like
yeah.
like
It was getting crazy
it's like
glitchy with that.
level of stupid shit where
The skullet is actually a toupee. Just
it
completely
was a
bald.
clip on.
Yeah. I mean, it's just phenomenal. I mean, there's so much shit to do. I didn't even finish my house. I was working on my new house that I bought. I didn't even finish it, dude. And I still spent like probably 10 hours, if not more, trying to build that motherfucker. Because I was making it out of like nice shit. I was like, this one's going to be nice. The old one was shitty, float some wood.
Dude, sandstone all the way. Like, I believe in the beauty of the structure, but I'm not stupid enough to like make something where you can't get resources easy. Like,
Nah, man, you gotta go reinforce steel, and this is definitely not me coping with the fact that I spent 30 hours building a base that was maybe like 8 by 10 footprint.
Yeah.
dude, that's wrong.
Dude, mine was huge. It took so long, and I didn't even finish. It took fucking hours.
Or
I took that fucking thing to Vegas with me.
Tying
And when the wife fell asleep, I fucking knocked out some resource gain.
tying back to the time we played this before. Remember that fucking tower to the top of the map that we built right before we
Yeah.
finished the game the first time?
Yeah, because we're like, oh, we got to get super high in the air to get one of the trophies. And so all of us got on and we just started building this fucking tower to the sky. And it wasn't high enough in the end, so we ended up just cheating and turning on flying
Yeah.
to fucking crank it up. But that was super fun, though.
I have that fucking
was
video
awesome.
of you going, somebody help me, and then like for a fucking 2 frames you see you guy falling down off the tower. And then we did the thing where we blew up the tower from the bottom, and like it just like because the game couldn't handle it on PS4, the whole tower just destroyed in an instant.
Yeah. I think that was the one where when I fell, like after when my body was there, it was just like me, like a fucking shuriken. Like my head's just stuck in the ground and my body's just fucking like legs and arms spread.
Yeah.
Just
I gotta upload that Playing with the Boys Volume 1 to the Nude Clan channel because I think it's on mine.
Yeah, it was a great one.
There's a lot of Conan clips in there.
Yeah, so much fucking fun though, dude. I don't even. I honestly, I want to keep playing it.
How
Like I don't want it to
the
over me.
the gameplay is janky and shitty, but like the fact that I came back and put probably like 30 to 40 more hours into this game just this one time alone, despite having played it for how long the first time a couple of years ago, should
Well,
tell you
then-
anything.
Well, then what would you give gameplay A for with that basis?
Like honestly, just on its face, I want to give it like a 7 because like everything's super janky, but like.
But it's fun, and you keep coming back.
But I don't know if that's a replayability score or a gameplay score. You know what I mean? It's hard to say because, like, if I'm looking at gameplay purely on its face, I think it's a 7. It's like passable, but there's a lot of wrong with it.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. There's so much ingenuity in there. I don't know.
With a 7, Joe, where does that put you?
I'm only taking a point away from dumbass glitches. I'm only taking a point away. It's a 9 out of 10. I fucking think that the gameplay is great. Great. It's one of the funnest games I've ever played.
Okay, so springboarding off that for myself, I've talked so much shit on this game without ever having played it. I consistently made jokes about Schweiss on the podcast, about how dumb this game was and how it looked and how I wasn't excited to play it. This game did fuck me over royally in the end. It saved my ass. It really did. But fuck, man, I'm giving it a 10 for gameplay. I had so much goddamn fun on this stupid game. I did the first time I played it. I did tell Schweiss, I was like, "Dog, I love it. It's fun. I can't believe how much fucking fun I'm having after the years of shit talk." So fuck, dude. Yeah, I'm giving it a 10. I really
fact
enjoyed
that
it.
Joe put in as much time as he did, and he still really likes it, is proof that this is like a good scoring game for gameplay.
Oh man,
I can't believe how kind of middling the reviews have been for this game.
Yeah, this is like the greatest 6 out of 10 game of all time. Like,
Because that was again on that Playing with the Boys clip. I made made the part of the video where like it was all the thralls we lost, and it was like at real Donald Trump, at like Scrimity Blimble or whatever the fuck we named him, and then I just said Conan Exiles, and then it just right before it cuts, I just faded in like 73 out of like on whatever the Metacritic score was, like. Because, like, yeah, it's such a mid game, but, like, it's so much more than that, weirdly.
yeah,
Yeah, I think the people who made this game were actually having fun making it.
Yeah, you yell for sure.
Like, they were like, yeah, it's not perfect, but fuck it, you could do so much shit in this.
Well, like, did I just get rubber banded out of the game? Don't give a fuck. Build your
yeah. I'll just log
there were
back in.
there were plenty of times where I was like, okay, I'm chopping down trees and I'm just not getting wood now for some reason. And I log in and I'm over encumbered because all the wood that I was supposed to get is now on my person.
Yeah.
So
That's a great glitch to have, dude.
It really is.
really time saving when you think about it.
Well, with all three of us, Schweiss, what do you give gameplay?
I mean, do I even have to say it? It's obviously a fucking 10 out of 10, dude. This is like my favorite game ever to fucking play. Like it tops everything we just talked about for 4 hours.
You got
on
your
Ultimate
kid into it in
Final
like a
Fantasy.
major way where he was like playing with us for a good chunk of the whole fucking journey.
That's true.
Yeah, we were playing with this kid. Yeah.
Yeah,
Bro,
Yeah,
you
man,
also you need to hit him more. Like the way I don't know, man. all the stuff he was saying with his little skibbity toilet bullshit. You gotta just fucking.
I don't even know what that is, man. I can't hit him if I
You
don't
gotta
even know what
beat
it
your
is.
kids.
You can.
Truth,
It works for me.
Truthseek says poor A4 just not getting wood anymore. That's what Blue Chew is for. This podcast is not sponsored by BlueChew.com, but
Yeah,
Sure, man. It could have been
but we do have Cialis in the house.
Dude, yeah, somewhere.
with the retrograded.
wait,
semen.
go to the bathroom right now, Schweiss, and take some.
Yeah, I mean, that might help me on the drive home. Like, well, I can't sleep if I'm rock hard. I guess I'll be wide awake the whole time.
What's gonna happen though is you're gonna
You get pulled over. You get pulled over and then you just have a raging boner.
Like, sorry, man.
Step out of the car, sir. I can't. No, you're really not going to want me to step out of the car.
Yeah,
I
trust
can't
me.
walk a straight line off a
sure
my
in if you know what I
equilibrium's
mean.
thrown off out of balance.
Dude, you're gonna spin out on the snow and you're gonna go to turn your wheels to go hit your dick and you're just not gonna be able to get out of that turn.
No, he's gonna be steering with his dick while he's copying and pasting.
Fucking pirate ship. He's like,
Well, no, he's gonna be steering with his dick while he's copying and pasting whatever the fuck on like Google Docs or whatever.
you're giving it a 10, is what I'm gathering.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. For fucking sure. I love it. I want to play it all the time.
I want to.
Well,
Now that we're done, I want to I wish we were playing again. It's like a multiplayer thing where we all make our own bases, get our own slaves, and like raid each other. Like I want that more than anything.
I know.
Well, what about
You fucking deleted it. Don't fucking tell me.
I have it on PC, man. Come join me in the real Exiled Lands.
what's next? Is it game design or is it
sound and music.
I don't. This is a hard one for me because I don't. I mean, I listened to it and it was good, but the most thing I remember is just us talking to each other.
So this game has a soundtrack. It's very understated, especially because I was playing it a little bit on PC earlier. I think there's more music in the PC version, or like whatever trigger causes the music to start playing is like broken on the console version. Because I was hearing,
it's a little fucked up.
I was hearing more music when I was playing it on PC like a couple hours ago, but like I've heard the soundtrack to this game in isolation. It's pretty fucking good. But you wouldn't know that if you played the PS4 version, because like it only plays one song, and very occasionally as you're running around. It's like Minecraft, where like the music just kind of plays sometimes, like from some invisible trigger. But like, it's hard to say too, because like other than that, like the sound, the sound effects are like whatever. It's just your character's going yeah, yeah. But
It's a fantastic. The score when it plays, is a fantastic ripoff of the Conan the Barbarian soundtrack. I believe it's from like 1982 by Basil Polidorus.
Yeah.
Which is, in my professional opinion, one of the greatest movie scores of all time. Like, straight up, you could listen to that by itself. You never had to see the movie, and you go, this is a fantastic fucking piece of music.
Well, that's
just like beginning to end.
I listened.
It's a rip off of it. So it's like it has a lot of the same elements and some of the same rhythms and very similar, but not the same on purpose, melodies between the movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and then this game. So it's a great ripoff, but it is a ripoff.
Look, man, the theme that plays when you're in like noob camp, the like Oasis in the Sands track is like, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's like the one song that plays on the Beatles version.
Do. Yeah, I like listening to that.
Like I said,
on my own, like getting into my Zen state, you know, like we're lost into the night.
State, yeah.
I've heard the soundtrack on Spotify in isolation. It's really good. It definitely matches that like sword and sorcery, sword and sandal type of like vibe.
Yeah, which Robert E. Howard invented.
Yeah. So what Joe was saying, it's like a ripoff, but it has that vibe. It's very good.
Here's the deal. It's a rip. The only thing is, like, it would be a great soundtrack if the movie soundtrack didn't exist, because the movie soundtrack is one of the greatest things ever written. So, and it never hits that height. It's kind of like when you're playing a Star Wars game and they're trying. Oh, we did it with the Bounty Hunter. It's like they're trying to sound like John Williams,
but it's not.
Well, you can't hear the soundtrack over Craig screaming, so.
No.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah, I'm only thinking of the original theme when I'm thinking of it. But I remember, like, I went through like a few months where I would listen to that soundtrack a lot, the original Conan the Barbarian soundtrack. And it's fucking amazing, guys. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, like
it's just a piece of music.
3/4 of that movie is like a masterpiece.
And then I got back into Conan Exiles, and I was like, oh, they're just ripping off the theme. It's not even quite the same
The
theme.
main theme is like a lame ass version of the fuck. It's like you only had 30% of the budget.
Yeah, basically. So I could say that the music is good. It puts you into the mood of it. It's a good like send up to the movie theme from 1982, but it doesn't quite hit those heights. Not that very many movies at all hit those levels of score. I believe like John Milius told the composer, I think he gave him the storyboards and the screenplay and said, make an opera that follows this, and then they synced the music, or they synced the movie to the music instead of the other way around, which is usually how it's done. So the movie is kind of built around the score.
So the real question is, who makes that movie awesome? Is it John Milius, or is it fucking the other guy? What's his name?
Is it John Milius or Polydorus?
No. Is it John Milius or the other director that came in?
Oh, Oliver Stone was the co-writer. So Oliver Stone did the first draft of the script, and then John Milius did the second draft of the script, which is probably why it's insane. And I mean, both of those writers, just as writers, are like the most testosterone filled, like movie makers. Except that one is like at the time, one was like an extreme far right guy, and the other guy was an extreme far left guy. And so, like, politically, they're on opposite sides of the aisle.
So
but
it's
man,
like
they made a
YouTube.
fucking awesome movie when they put the two things together. But they were both like crazy, like masculine filmmakers. I mean, Oliver Stone's movies are also crazy masculine, violent, like movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you have more? I don't know. I don't think I'm the first person to say this, but could you have two more insane writers writing the Conan the Barbarian movie? And the answer is no. You could not have two more insane, like, insane, but also it's like you have enemies everywhere. What's the word I'm looking for? Paranoid writers. You could not have two writers, polar opposite sides of the political spectrum at the time, making the same fucking movie. It's crazy that's what happened with that movie. But it really took a whole bunch of like crazy people to make that movie fucking awesome. But I think that movie probably has more of a, obviously with the soundtrack being ripped off, it has more of a influence on this game than probably the books do. I don't know. You tell me, because you've read the books.
The book, honestly, none of that ever happens to Conan. He's never a slave. That's actually the progenitor to Conan. It's Cole, who's enslaved.
Cole the Conqueror,
and
or whatever.
becomes the king. Conan just becomes the king.
Okay.
Because he's awesome. So, like, the character, and Conan is a lot more comedic as well. Like, he cracks a lot more jokes and stuff like that. So the movie is actually based off of Cole, which is why I'm confident that we could write an actual Conan the Barbarian movie as old man Conan, as long as that fucking Schwarzenegger doesn't die early. In like 4 years, it'll be fucking public domain, and we can do that shit.
I mean, I wouldn't even do an old man Conan. I would just do Conan,
and just have someone else play him.
I mean, there hasn't been a good movie since the original Conan the Barbarian.
There has.
Old man Hollywood, old Schwarzenegger be dope as shit.
You didn't like the Jason Momoa Conan movie?
Well, if Old Man Conan happens, then that's Arnold Schwarzenegger's job to make that happen. It's not some unknown filmmaker from Utah's job to make that happen.
I bet he's thinking about it.
Are you afraid of success, Joe? Are you so afraid of putting yourself on a map?
No,
And
I
you're
just
like,
promise. I promise it's already in development.
I'm sure it is, dude. It's gonna be fucking sweet. Me and Craig are gonna watch it like 6 times in a row.
So what are you guys giving gameplay then?
Speaking of Conan music, Princess from Conan the Destroyer followed us on Twitter for forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Music,
Oh, nice.
I don't even know how that happened. It was like Olivia Dabo is her name, and she followed me on Twitter, and I don't remember why. I think I tagged her and I said like I loved. She was in a documentary about Canon films, and she was a great like interview. Like she was really freaking funny, and I think I said something to her like that. Like she was great in it, and I love that documentary. And then I think she followed me back, and she only had like 2,000 followers. I'm like, this is the princess from Conan the Destroyer. Yeah, she's following me.
What is wrong with you?
She only has like 2,000 followers. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with everybody?
Yeah.
She should have 1 million
Yeah,
followers.
she's pretty hot in that movie.
She was 15 in that movie.
Oh, shit.
I don't know.
She's pretty hot. She's pretty hot 3 years after that movie.
But she did grow. She grew into a very attractive woman. She was attractive well into her 40s.
Twice as much driving. And when that fucking movie came out, I was like 2, all right?
And her sister, or not sister, excuse me, cousin Miriam Dabo is the Bond girl in Living Daylights. She's the blonde girl with the viola or the cello.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's her cousin.
I can't understand.
Yeah.
Was she 12 in that movie?
No, she was an adult.
Oh, okay.
I just can't. I just can't understate that. Well, she was 15. No shit.
No, I just picture Schweiss driving home from this with a rock hard boner, just listening to "She's only 17," just blasting on the fucking radio.
I had to explain a moment that Schweiss and I shared to my wife when we were watching Entourage. So in Entourage,
So me and
one of the
Schweiss
characters
just were gay.
one of the characters gets involved in a relationship with Jamie Lynn Sigler, which is the daughter of Tony Soprano. She plays the daughter of Tony Soprano in The Sopranos. And I just remember, you see this girl, and she's like, I don't know, she starts the show and she's like 15 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
And then she becomes an adult during the show. And then there's a moment where I think Schweiss turned to me and he's like, is she getting hot? I'm like, well, yes, but it's weird to admit that, even though like she's an adult by then. But like you watch this person not be an adult, and then they grew up, and then they became hot. So that's a weird feeling.
The colloquial term is groomer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grover, an audience member.
You know, as a lot of people said that about Maisie Williams in Game of Thrones, and I had that where I was like, no, she can't be hot. She's a little kid.
No, I don't. And she still looks like a little.
She
kid.
looks like a kid now. Yeah.
Is that Arya or?
Yeah, it's Arya. Yeah.
So
Like, dude, she still looks like she's like fucking 13.
Well, no, she
we
looks
give
like
her
a
music?
she looks like a Harlequin baby now. So
But Jamie Lynn Sigler by the last season of Sopranos.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, she was killing it. Now
Yeah.
she's killing it in those like MS commercials or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like 40. Anyway,
Yeah. Sound of Music.
Sound of Music. I'll give it a 8 out of 10. Solid job.
Nice. I'll give it a 9. I've listened to the soundtrack alone a bunch of times, mostly when I'm like,
Humming.
I'm like, listen, yeah. Yeah, when I'm like
having
pounding that
sex
guy.
with my
What?
wife.
Bum, 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 bum.
You're in after the beat.
When I'm trying to get pumped to play the game, like when I would be at work and shit like that, I would just throw it on and just be like stoked, man. Like so
You're just
excited
like
to play.
You're just like, I just imagine you listening to it at the post office, and someone goes to talk to you, you're just like, man, I mean, you just like fucking hit him, and it's like, sorry, I was listening to Conan.
And I tie
he
a
starts,
rope
like-
around him and I
he starts like dodge rolling around.
and I drag him across the floor and throw him up onto like the worst machine we have. Like, you need to serve your time on the Wheel of Pain. You do a slave.
mail sorting machine.
And you just bring them like fucking oatmeal, and you're like, eat your gruel.
Yeah, it's your gruel, you fucking slob. Yeah, I'm gonna give the soundtrack a 9. I think it's awesome. I do think the only downside is some of the tracks are pretty short, and it is kind of like a ripoff of the movie. But that song, the Oasis in the Sands track, is like a really fucking good track. Like,
It is.
I'm not even kidding. Like, I love it. It's fucking great. The rest of them, the main theme is like, it's pretty cool, but it's like you snip the nut, like you just snip the nuts off of the original one. So it's like, it's got a little testosterone still, but in like 2-3 days, it's going to have like 0. It's like all that was in its blood is going to have left the body, and its testes are no longer connected.
I think this is one of those famous Schweiss metaphors.
One of those iconic.
It's going nowhere.
Yeah, one of those iconic Schweiss metaphors where you're like, can I get the direction you're going? Okay.
I think the testosterone is no longer flowing through your blood.
And
yeah, you still got them in your sack, but they're like getting all rock hard, and they're not doing you any good.
You grab
you
your
know?
dick so you keep the cum inside with like a vice.
Yeah, like
like you do.
like you do.
When you don't have a condom, you just hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on tight, babe.
You just finish the
like you
deed,
hold
and
on to
then you push that bitch over, and you start playing more Conan Exiles in the hotel bed.
That's right.
I'm wondering if when you pee after you internally ejaculate, how's that? Is it like spraying in everywhere? Or?
It's like the fountain in the God of War minigames when you fucking win just. No, I don't know. I didn't take note of that.
Okay, well, next time you do it, let us know.
Yeah, for scientific purposes, please take detailed notes about your internal.
I can't clench that hard.
Piss all over.
I can't clench that hard to find out, but
Yeah, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go.
Yeah,
I'll
too
do it
weak.
next
My
time.
semen is too powerful. Zach's. I don't know.
I mean, like, and I assume like the semen can harden up quite a bit, so I'm a little afraid of like not peeing immediately.
You're afraid
Afterwards,
of
like
having
I
those,
wouldn't want like a clog.
You're afraid of
like a
having those
back
cum crystals like blocking your urethra.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm not into passing one of those stones. You know.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's like, well, it seems like a kidney stone, but it's made of cum. I don't know how this has happened. Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
You holding your cum in, boy?
So, why does it look like there's a handprint over your dick?
There's a bruise, a hand-shaped bruise all over your cock. Like, oh, so when you don't have a condom, you have to hold the cock in, sir. You have to hold the cum in. It's clenching your cock like it's a serpent.
I mean, it's the only way to safe sex
yeah,
for me.
yeah. I don't believe in condoms.
I don't have $7 for condoms right now. Okay.
It's just too bad that you're circumcised because you're gonna just hide your foreskin instead of like having to hold it the whole time.
Yeah, like a balloon knot.
Yeah, it's like make it into like a little giraffe.
I'm giving Sound of Music a 6 because like the music's good, but it's like barely there on the console version.
I'm gonna give it an 8, like Joe.
A4, you're a fucking terrorist. I want you to know that.
What the fuck? I'm giving my honest review. I played like 160 hours this game. I think I know it up and down by now.
No, clearly not.
But do you know the jungle area that well? I mean, be honest.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're gonna be mad when we get to graphics and design because man, I have one word to describe this game, and it is brown.
I'm already mad.
Well, we're already here. Graphics to design. A4 says brown.
Man, it is a brown game.
Which is weird because you love the color brown.
I
Why
do
are you
love the
mad
color
about it?
brown, but man, every like I know there's multiple biomes in this game, but like half the fucking map is desert, and it is just brown on brown. And then the sandstorm comes, and you get even more brown. The sky turns brown, the air turns brown, the UI.
Okay,
What?
I don't know if you've been in a deserty area before, but
I'm not.
I'm gonna tell you.
I live in the
When
real
you come
world.
out to Utah, I'm gonna show you what colors we have. And you get a little bit of green. There's some gray, and there's some brown.
Look, just because you're used to brown doesn't mean I have to be. I live in an area with like agriculture and vegetation.
Hey man, 1/4 of this fucking map is green. Okay, so you could have said the same thing. It's like green on top of green on top of green.
No, but like even the green areas are brown, and like the UI is brown. It's all dirty and dusty. Like everything's dirty.
It's
in
a
this game.
theme. It's thematic, bro.
I know it's thematic, but like it's
Are you
not
looking for like purple shit?
No, but like it's not it's not pleasing to look at. Like even the icons for all the different like items you get in this game like kind of blend together after a while. And like the UI is dirty, not just aesthetically, but like how it's set up. Where like
The UI is a little bit rough.
we're
rough
like I'm trying to figure out like I'm hovering over the steel bar and the iron bar and the silver bar, and I can't tell the difference between any of them.
Can't tell.
I have to hover over it, and then I have to look 30 meters down in the information panel to see, oh, is this silver? And then when I'm hovering over like different armor sets or weapons, I have to go like, is this weapon better? I have to hover over it and then go, oh, this has 54 attack points, whereas the other one has like 74. But like I have to like travel with my eyes to even get there. I don't know, just something is very visually unappealing about this game. Like it's
Well, I mean, the Sanskrit is definitely not up there.
because like it's Conan, so you'd think it'd try to like, I don't know if they were trying to go for a more like Frank Frazetta painting aesthetic with everything, but it doesn't feel that way. Especially when like the main like character models just feel like generic character models, and you're looking at the same like 5 armor sets for most of the game because everything's just working off the same like basic armor set. It's just not pleasant to look at. It's a lot of brown, it's a lot of dirt, it's a lot of dust. I think there are cool things in this game, and I do agree that there are like different biomes.
So
because you get the plains. Hold on, you get the plains and you get the forest up north, and then further north you get the like snow biome, and then to the east you have the jungle. But it all just kind of falls into this like same desaturated grayish brown green like slop, I guess. Whereas like I'm playing Conan, I expected it to be a little more fanciful, if that makes any sense. Like
None at all.
When you look at like the paintings of like Frank Frazetta, I would think that it would be a little more stylized, and this game doesn't really.
But his Frank Frazetta's colors aren't like crazy stylized.
They're not saturated, no, but like it is more stylized in.
So I don't.
I guess it's just a consequence of this being like a video game.
I pulled up Frank Frazetta. I seen a lot of brown.
It's a lot of brown. Like
every painting has some brown in it, bro. I'm not kidding you.
everything has brown. I'm just saying, like Frank Frazetta, like
Lady from Mars, brown.
Hey, I don't have any brown, okay?
Whoa! You definitely
brown
have
hair.
brown. You definitely have brown. If,
I mean,
if you
very-
turn around and you bend down, you're gonna see some brown.
I mean, I just think your fucking base was in the jungle where it wasn't green. I was in the north and I had green everywhere.
It is in the north,
It is
and
green,
there's
and
white.
Look, I'm not saying that like Frank Frazetta's stuff doesn't have brown in it, but like it's a little more stylized. It's a little more like it. The stylization does not come across in this game. It feels very generic in terms of how all the character models look and how the armor sets look.
I mean,
How it
yes,
comes
yes,
together.
the thralls all look the same. Like, no, like if you get like the Nordic women ones, their faces all look the same for the most part.
Yeah, their tits are always massive.
It's not even that. It's like
As it should be.
it feels like they were going for that
Amen,
aesthetic
brother.
with this game, but it just doesn't quite hit the same as like looking at a really nice painting
I mean,
would be on a Conan the Barbarian like book cover. Which like sucks because like they clearly were going for something with this, but like it just feels a little lazy to me. It just feels a little half-assed, I guess. It's hard to describe. I've been wrestling with this for like weeks leading up to this review, just thinking about it to myself.
oh, you should have wrestled with it a little longer.
Well, it's like
Yeah, you shouldn't have lost the wrestling match.
no, it's just like all the cornerstones of what makes Conan the Barbarian are there, but it just feels very and again, I think a lot of it owes to the fact that it's based on Unreal Engine 4, which is not a great engine. So like it feels very that PS4 gen to me when I look at this game. That doesn't
Yeah, it's
feel,
older.
like it's
Does it feel
older.
cheap? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, it feels kind of half-assed, like in a way that, like,
Like they didn't think about the design at all.
I don't even know if I'd go that
just
far
made the
because, like,
game.
they clearly put some detail in the world and stuff. It's just like it doesn't. It doesn't hit the same way when I look at like a Frank Frazetta painting, or when I imagine Conan the Barbarian from like the movie. It does feel kind of generic in that sense, where they just took these like basic character models and put these like basic armor sets on them, and that's the world of Conan Exiles. And there's occasionally like this crazy Giant King shit, or like the Sepramuru shit, where like you have all this crazy obsidian black, like dark looking, skull looking
People.
no, the architecture, like when you go to like the Forbidden City or whatever. But
Oh yeah, we barely even went there this time.
yeah, no, but again, it doesn't help that like half the
no
fucking
reason.
it doesn't help that half the map is just like brown desert. Like
I love the
you know,
desert aesthetic, man.
I'm not really into it as much, honestly.
Oh, I live in the desert, so I'm a fan.
Like Dune, Dune was awesome, and part of Dune being awesome was it's in a fucking desert.
I think for me, I'm gonna give it the shape of one of my thralls' chests, and it's gonna be an 8, like a sideways.
Yeah, like a big ass 8, like a fucking
yeah.
huge
Yeah,
Nordheimer 3-8.
Yeah, I can see it as, the thing is, like, with video games, it looks like you either get really well designed, thoughtfully designed, really intentional with the player experience in terms of like what they're seeing when they walk into a room or whatever, with great graphics or whatever. You either get that or you get a fucking open world. And with the open world games, graphics are less important because all those polygons require more processing power. And so I'd rather be able to build a fucking building to heaven and fall off of it and die instantly because I want to, because the game allows me to do that, than to be confined in, like, say, this is an old reference, but like Final Fantasy 13, where it's a hallway, it's a beautiful hallway, but you can't play around at all.
Yeah.
So with this game, with its strengths in the open world side of things, like that kind of extreme side of things, it looks good, and I think it has a good, solid aesthetic. I think you're right about the UI. I think the UI is clunky and not very well designed visually, for sure. But clunkiness is kind of like the name of the game. Like, you don't get streamlined and specific and limited. Instead, you get fucking, it's an everything bagel. Which, I don't know. I like an everything bagel.
I also like an everything bagel.
So fuck it, you know? I think it works for what it is. I think it's solid. I think it is well designed. I think it creates like a singular world, and I think it works within itself. I think there's some cool dungeons, especially in the jungly side of the area. I think there's really cool vertical design of the landscape with the old ruins and some of the areas there. So I don't think you're giving it as much credit as it necessarily deserves. Some of the creatures are cut and paste or whatever, but I don't know. I think it worked quite well. I'll actually give it, for what it is, an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with the 8. I mean, it definitely isn't like pushing the envelope on design and stuff like that, but I found the areas interesting, and I was always excited to explore the new zones when I found them the first time. I dug that aspect. I think, some of it is DLC, but there's a lot of building options, and there's a lot of different aesthetics that you can choose to make your house out of. Shit like that. I know that a lot of the character models are pretty copy and paste, but I mean, a game we were talking about earlier, Resident Evil 4, the OG version especially, very copy and paste with the character guys. Yeah, maybe that was 10 years earlier, but whatever. Like,
more than 10 years. It's like 15 years earlier.
No, it was like 04.
It was 04. This game
Conan.
was like, this is like 18.
It's like 2014, I think. No, it was like 2016, wasn't it? Or 7? Oh fuck, maybe not. All right, but look,
2018.
Conan Exiles was 2018.
damn. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of that, I like the aesthetic of it. I think the areas are cool looking. Like I just want to, I don't know. I always want to like try a base in a different area. Maybe not as resource rich, but like a little more incognito. See how that kind of works out, you know. And I think the map lends itself with its design to basically putting a base anywhere. And then that's why I kind of wanted to play multiplayer with you guys, like have like a PvP server where it's just a private thing where we all play once a week or whatever, and we're all building our own base, maybe crank the resource up and stuff like that to make it faster, and then we have to just go hunt each other down. And I think I would put bases in like random fucking places for a playthrough like that. But I like it. The graphics aren't anything insane. Conan looks a little stupid. But it's good enough. It's serviceable. That's why I give it an 8.
Well, yeah, and I'm not trying to discount the work that was put into the map and the general design of this game. I guess my point being, when I think of this game, the graphics are one of the last things that comes up in my mind, where it's just like, I'm more thinking of this game about like building and conquering as opposed to the aesthetic of the art and the design of the world. There are cool aspects of the map, don't get me wrong, but graphics definitely take a back seat in this experience, in my personal opinion.
All right, what do you give it then?
I want to say like a 7 for graphics. I'm honestly leaning towards like a 6.
You can give it a 6. That's your score, man.
Oh, you can be wrong.
That's true.
I think I'll go 7. Split the difference. It's got cool stuff, but again, when I think of this game, graphics are one of the last things that comes up in my mind. Which, like, you know, it sucks to say. It's just my personal opinion, where it's just like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it when it comes to this game's graphics. It just kind of feels generic in a way that Conan the Barbarian shouldn't. So, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. What about you, Zach?
I give it an 8, like my Thrall's titties, because it was the 2.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
I gave you an 8, and then I forgot if you actually did that or not.
No, I for sure did.
All right, the last category, replayability. How fucking replayable is Conan Exiles, everybody?
And 10 out of 10.
I was gonna say
10. Fuck, dude.
I deleted it off my PlayStation, but it doesn't mean I won't go back. 10. I will 100% go back to the Exiled Lands.
I booted it up on PC again just to see the difference between the console version and the PC version, and I almost put like another 2-3 hours in just today alone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Caleb gets it at 8.
Yeah, an 8 out of 10. Like, yeah, it's okay. I mean, after 500 hours, I feel like I'm good.
It turns stale after 500 hours.
Yeah, it's really sad if you think about it. Yeah, no, absolutely awesome game. Tons of shit to do, tons of crafting, tons of bases. You can hop online into some random server, do some PvP. Like, I haven't really done much of that. I did a little bit of that, and then we kind of started playing as a group, and so I stopped. But I want to do it again, and like I think it would be super fun for us all to do it. Just fire up the server again, maybe nuke it.
I would like to do Isle of Siptah if we did it some more, because then it's like a new experience, new map.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty sweet.
Well, and I think replayability is this game's greatest strength, because again, me and Schweiss played it for probably like 100 hours the first time, and I still came back and put in like another 30-40 hours just playing it this time on a platform I didn't even really want to play it on, the PS5. Yeah. And I put another, like, I alluded to it before when I was talking about like oh, the journey system is different this time when I was playing on PC just because I didn't want to play it on PS5 because I didn't have a PS5 at the time. But I put like another 17 hours into the PC version alone. So combined, I've almost got like 200 hours in this game alone. And I mean, Schweiss has got like 500. So
Yeah.
that's
But the PC one, I was like, damn, I played like 40 hours in this thing? Really?
I think I was at like
time just
130.
melts away. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because it is that entrancing. It is that addicting. It's kind of wild.
Zach, did you give your score?
I give it a 10 like everyone else.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess that's it on official Conan Exiles review. After many years of false starts and restarting and
faking out the listener.
Yeah,
After
everything-
many years of talking this game up for hours and hours each single episode, where like to the point where like it was a joke where we would just create our own Conan podcast because we just kept talking about this shit.
Honestly, I think Caleb Schweiss thought about starting a Conan podcast, and I'm looking at all the Conan media, and I'm like,
blood, dude.
well, it's a lot of books, but books still take less time than a fucking video game does. I don't know.
Books take less time than crafting reinforced steel.
And there's a part of me that's like, this looks like fun. This looks like a fun world to explore.
Yeah.
And then I go, what's wrong with me? Stop before you get doing that.
I want to say the first time we beat this that I was like looking into the Conan books and comics and shit, and like again, it's happening again because we beat it again. That like I want to see, because Spotify has a bunch of like free audiobooks. I want to see like if there's any Conan books that are just available for free audiobook wise.
Yeah, it looks like it's mostly collections of Robert E. Howard's.
Yeah. I
But
got
even
the Sodom
books.
one. And it's a
short swords.
Just to get more
there's
of
only
this, like,
one.
world in this lore in this universe.
No, I did that too, and I loved the books, man. I listened to all of them on Spotify. It was great. It's the full collection. It's got the Cole and like the other stories that he wrote that kind of led into Conan.
Oh, cool.
So
That's pretty cool. It has Cull,
yeah, man,
I suppose.
it was
Super
a
dope.
great listen.
Cull the Conqueror, played by Kevin Sorbo, in a movie version, I guess.
Makes sense.
Yep. I suppose if there's going to be one guy who played a cheap Cull the Conqueror,
Yeah,
it would be Kevin Sorbo.
yeah, damn straight. All right, so any more final thoughts on Conan Exiles? Greatest game ever? Yeah.
It's a fucking great game.
It's dope as shit, bro.
As low as the scores I gave it, it's a really fun fucking game. If you can get it for cheap, especially like by the time this episode comes out, there might be like Steam like Christmas sales or whatever going on. Pick it up. It's a pretty damn good crafting game, despite how tedious I make it sound. Like, it's just fun. It's just good.
It'll destroy your life. It has destroyed people's lives
It has
and
this
relationships.
entrancing quality that
Yeah.
like I
It's
can't
addicting.
necessarily describe. It draws you in. My fucking like long after we stopped playing this on PS4, my wife got into this shit, and she was playing this for like a while. Like, I haven't checked her Steam
Yeah.
profile, but I'm sure she's got like 60 plus hours in this game alone.
Well, do you got the scores added up?
I do, yeah. So, quick recap. Story, A4 gave it a 4. I gave it a 5. Zach gave it a 4. Joe gave it a 2. Gameplay, 7 from A4, 9 from Joe, 10s from me and Zach. Sound and music, 6 from A4, 9 from me, 8 from Zach and Joe. Graphics and design, 7 from A4, 8s for everybody else. Replayability, 10s across the board. That is a combined total of 34 out of 50 for A4, 42 out of 50 for me, 40 out of 50 for Zach, 37 out of 50 for Joe. A combined, not sure, out of 200, which is an average of 76.5. So Conan Exiles is officially
76.
a 76 out of 100 for Nude Clan.
But the best 76 out of 100 we've ever played.
I mean,
Yeah, the best
spiritually,
76 of all time.
it's number one. It's the best game we've played.
Also, real quick, my wife has played 112 hours of Conan Exiles.
Wow. That's almost where I'm at.
Apropos of me saying anything, I think she discovered this game on her own. So there's that.
You know what I mean?
No.
You always think you'll know how to stop abuse when you see it. By making her play Conan, bro.
That's pretty incredible. Well, guys, there will be one more episode of Nude Clan. This was episode 500 if you count all of the After Dark episodes. So officially on the timeline it's 300 something, but 500 episodes of Nude Clan have been created. There will be one more episode. It's probably a while out. We need to figure out when we can get, or when we should get A4 out here to we'll all spend a weekend in a cabin and hang out and
Lots of games.
probably record
sucking.
like a probably record like a 5+ hour episode of Nude Clan.
Going through like all the leftover After Dark episodes and
Yeah.
just kind of reminiscing.
Yeah, I'd love to. We're going to try to get Caleb and or Cameron on the last episode. We'll see. It depends on timing and what they want to do, what they decide they want to do. So, but at the very least, we should have us 4 on there finishing this out. So thank you guys for listening. Be patient. The next episode will be a while. Stay on our Discord channel for updates. And yeah, anybody have anything else to say for the next little bit?
No, I mean, if I do any co-op games with Jake and any of the listeners, I'll probably try to stream it. I've been doing that with Devour. I'll do it with Phasmophobia if I get back into that. So, stay on the Twitch. I'll be there. It won't be as frequent, which is already not very frequent, but it'll happen.
All right.
Yeah, we'll stream stuff when it happens. I've said it before, but again, I shit on the PS5 all the time, but gigantic thank you to Phantom for sending me that PS5, because you didn't have to do that, and it's greatly appreciated.
Yeah, A4 is the new Joe. Oh no, I can't play Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, Taku Mizuki sent me
I don't have
the deluxe edition of 15.
the money to buy Final Fantasy 15.
No, 15. I was able to get 16 on my own, but 15 I was just in a hard. I was in a hard time in terms of financially.
Okay,
So
I was confusing. Okay,
it was rough.
I played 15.
I think-
I platinumed
I
it.
think dollar-wise, A4 has been more of a shill than Joe at this point. Just with the one timer.
Purchase is enough. Yeah.
But no, it's awesome.
Hill, dude, I literally couldn't do it, and they were very nice, and he gave me one. So
Well, and all the shit they've loaned us, like the fucking VR.
Oh,
I know that's
true.
mostly Ultima, but it's all the same network.
Well, and again,
Yeah.
I know I'm a new face on this relatively, but thank you for everyone for listening and sort of embracing me, despite the fact that I'm kind of like a newcomer and sort of like a alien entity in this.
What else you were gonna say? Because you were first.
Yeah, I mean, you're a psyop. We all know. But
He's like Sydney Sweeney's tits, dude.
I'm trying to be
he's so-
serious here. I'm trying to be genuine and
hold on, let Zach finish that sentence.
Sydney Sweeney's the psyop, dude.
She is.
She just showed up out of nowhere.
She is. She's an industry plant. She's like the Horizon Zero Dawn of women.
And honestly,
everyone buys it. No one's played it. Who the fuck? What?
fantastic tits. Areola's fantastic. Psyop.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's hard being right.
I watched that one movie with her and that one guy. I know that was a great description, but
man,
I am
that's
slightly
bad.
drunk. It was fine. Fine.
Wow. Well, I guess I'm not gonna thank people just yet because we have one more episode.
Yeah, we do. We
I'm
have
just
one
being
more
sappy,
episode.
man, because
Yeah,
I'm abrasive. I'm a bit of an asshole, but people still like me.
a bit.
So it's it's humbling.
Sure.
Yeah, which part of the asshole if you're just a bit of it?
Yeah, because like I would say you're almost the whole asshole. Like
I mean,
maybe part of
if you have to divide
your-
the starfish into like quadrants, like
Which part of the quadrant?
B2 or what? What do you think?
2B.
Top left corner of A9.
I think you know what's beautiful. Each part of us are a quadrant of the asshole starfish, and together we make one whole
We
asshole.
want to make big.
You know, looking at this Discord, I can kind of see it. I can kind of see it in the Discord. Like, there's the hole right there,
Yeah.
and we're all just kind of the tight skin swirling around the hole.
Yes.
All right,
Well, I think that's a good way. I think that's a good place to end. The skin swirling around the hole.
The stink hole.
Yeah. Again, thanks for listening, and stay tuned for our final episode, which will be in a while. So just stay subscribed and hang on to your butts.
2025, it'll
Yeah,
happen.
keep
Obviously,
donating to the Patreon.
Yeah, Project 2025 is actually us flying. in for
We'll
it.
finally kill Joe and remove his woke mind virus gay asshole from this network.
Until then, though, as always, live always in the nude.
Oh,
No, Zach has to say his thing.
Game. It's actually pretty good.
I thought it was going to end with
Game.
game. Video game. Walk with
Good.
your glitched keystone that didn't actually show up held high.
I can't.
I don't want to say fuck to anything when it comes to Conan. Like, what, fuck the glitches?
Conan is all about fucking. What are you talking about?
Conan, that's part of what makes it fun, you know? Like,
That's what you cut it off, like where you
Say fuck yeah.
you know what? You know what? Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah!